same age.
But yeah, y'all can continue that. You know.
So I'm gonna just say this, and I need y'all to keep it 103. Like, to be completely honest, right, Jamie? I don't know if you were there 20 years ago, but I lived in California.
I was barely born 20 years ago.
Oh my God. God damn. But anyway, it was just different. Like, it was actually Black communities, and those Black communities were beautiful. It was Black unity. Once they opened those borders and started to allow those immigrants in, you see one or two in your neighborhood. They completely took over a lot of those Black neighborhoods. They're living in them Black homes now. Those homes that Black people owned 20 years ago look completely different. The streets are completely different. It's just nasty, it's dirty, and it's filthy. And the only community, I think people need to know this because it's the truth. You know, it's a lot of false information out about how California really is. But the only Black community that I experienced in Los Angeles is Skid Row. Black people don't even have a community in California. I've never been to one.
It's bad, but it is true.
I've never been to one.
Damn.
And that shit is nasty. I told you I was paying like $2,400 a month for that loft downtown Oakland, not including parking. When it was all Blacks in there, it was nice. After the pandemic, they start moving them immigrants in there. All of a sudden, we start getting roaches. Swear to God.
But what I was going to say is, hold on, I got that. But yeah, what I was going to say, the reason we have the immigrants is because we kind of have to. Let me explain.
Wait, say that again?
I was saying part of the reason we have the immigrants here is we sort of have to, because that goes back to the fight against, well, I ain't gonna say the fight against it, but long story short, to make it plain and simple, we aren't having enough children. Women aren't having kids anymore. So it's not enough American people to be here. So they have to replace that missing hole with immigrants.
When it came to reparations, we was trying to get them to connect the immigration labor to the reparations.
Like, look at go ahead and look at the years from early 2000s just to now. You're going to see a rapid decline in how many children are being brought into the world. For one thing, our sisters are aborting 500,000 of them a year. Look at how many children that didn't get to come into the world.
But you got to be careful with those stats, because one thing about those stats is Europeans that's putting in that data, that's putting in that information. And we know that they have a reputation for being deceitful.
I agree.
Historically, yeah.
But at the same time, I don't think this one is a false statistic, because I know so many that abort. There's so many of them that do it.
Right.
That's just who I know. So I would just find it hard to believe that many others aren't doing it.
I don't know. I think I respect women. I don't know. You guys may have an opinion about this, but this is just my opinion and belief. I kind of think that, you know, women that make a decision to have an abortion, that if you feel like you're not going to be a good parent and you can't provide and you may have messed up and you don't want to bring a child into this world and you're not ready for that responsibility and you have that option, then I think that's the best option. You know, that's just my opinion, because from my experience, some women don't deserve to have children because they're not good parents. That's just my opinion and my belief. So when it comes to that, it's like, I would say, like, I'll be an advocate for a woman who decide to have abortions and a strong supporter, because I understand the irony of the situation. You know what I mean? And that's just my opinion.
Cairo, you think it's a difference between sex babies and love babies?
I think a bit. I don't think it's a difference between, quote, a sex baby and a love baby. I think it's a what it's called is being irresponsible. You know,
Regardless.
um, yeah. If you're not ready to be a parent and you know you don't love this person, be more responsible. Strap up. You know, I think it's an act of irresponsibilities. And you know, men run away from their responsibilities. Maybe it have to do with, you know, lack of um somebody, what is it called when your parent was like, when kids see their parents, what is that called? No, like when the kids have a parent as an example, something like that. Like young men, they didn't have examples, or they probably feel like, I think most men run away from responsibilities, from my experience, from having conversations with them and listening to them, is always has a connection with finance. Always, it's always that connection. The reason why they'll run away from something, whether it's beginning a relationship, they'll say, well, I don't have enough money for a relationship right now. It's always a connection with finances.
Relationships are expensive.
But love is free.
That was a good comeback. You thinking fast this evening, Cairo. You came back real fast with that. No, I'm just
You're
messing.
funny.
Conversation love is free. I didn't have no clap. I didn't have no rebuttal for that one. So you
Okay.
matched on that one. Go ahead.
Let me go ahead and address the chat real quick. Appreciate everybody. What's up, Branford, Ali, support, Ghostin, Demarcus, Noah's like 1, 2, 3. That's got to be somebody new. I ain't never seen that. Miss D was good. Rico, Cloud, Claudia Powthorne. Anyways, though, shout out to all of y'all that's in here. We the people. Takari. But so that was a great little intro, you know, we was talking about with that. But I'm just saying, I think that's the reason why a lot of our immigrants are here as well, because we got to make up for the rapid decline of us not reproducing. You got certain countries such as China, their issue is that they producing too damn many. Then you got us, we're not doing enough. So the crazy thing is, what have you noticed? A lot of America has been getting a lot of people from China. So you said, do y'all believe that all babies are blessings, or this phase is a myth? Mm.
A myth.
He said agree.
Ooh.
You want to explain why you say it's a myth?
I wouldn't say it's a myth. You know, I would just say I don't. Taj, you go. I want
That's
to hear your answer.
you know that. Shout out to DV. Thanks for the acknowledgement. Do y'all believe that all babies are blessing, or this phase is a myth? That's a tough one, bro. Because I know some babies that's not. Well, I'm not gonna say they wasn't a blessing as a baby, but I know people who grew up to be terrorists. I mean,
Right.
domestic terror. You know, so that's a tough one, DV. You gotta let me get back to you on that one. One more time.
Right.
Do y'all believe that all babies are blessings? I know some, yeah, but hey, Yeah, let me get back to you on that, DV.
That's why I wanted somebody else to respond to that, because I was thinking the same thing that you just stated. Like,
Yeah, I know some demons in person. That babies. What do we? How do we?
that shit was funny. Talking about some demons in person. Jamie, what do you think?
Well,
All babies.
Wait, are all of us
it
on this
depends
phone like
on.
statistics? Are we
Oh shit,
all
we got Talia
statistics?
came in here. Yeah, we got Talia here. Shout out to
Wait,
Talia.
but are we all statistics? Taj, do you have any kids?
No.
So all of us, all three of us are statistics.
Not no more. Talia just joined. She got kids.
Oh, okay.
Back to Leah. Let me hear that voice, girl. Talia.
Damn, so
Cairo.
Jamie, them numbers might be right. Taj, look, those numbers might be right.
I
Because me
told
and
you, bro. My numbers
yeah.
are right. I'm telling you.
I mean,
Damn.
if we don't do our own census, what other choices, what other options do we have? You know, in Cairo,
It's crazy. Takari said exactly what my answer was going to be. So basically,
What?
he just said, I think all kids start off a blessing. That doesn't mean they will be a blessing.
Right.
And that's
Why
what
Right.
I believe too. It's
I
why do
all
like that.
about the guidance of how that child is nurtured.
kids fight too?
That's
People
smart.
thought to be good.
That's true. I like that answer.
Kids take toys and candy from other babies all the time. I won't even say kids,
But
babies.
don't they got to be taught to not to do that?
You just made my point. People have to be taught to be good.
Right.
I mean, we're born. If we have to be taught to be good, what they call it terrible twos for a reason.
Right, right, right. You're right about that.
We have to be taught to be good. Anybody dispute that? Comment section. We have to be taught etiquette. You know how many grown people don't even have etiquette, morals, principles?
That's true.
Grown people,
That's true.
21 plus.
I know a lot of grown people that's disgusting too.
Yep.
So you have to be taught.
That is true. That's fact.
I think Talia must having some kind of technical issues because she hasn't
Damn,
said.
all three of us statistics, Lord. Ooh, that's
Yeah.
and I don't think any. I know I'm gonna speak for myself. The way this world is governed, I don't think I'm gonna. Maybe next lifetime, not this one.
But let me add to that. The reason the terrible twos exist is because a person's memory starts forming at 2 years old. So now the newborn baby has reached 2, is starting to recall things, and it's just raising hell for the next year or so.
Wait,
I mean,
what
I
do you
got
mean
nieces,
remember?
nephews, neighborhood kids I done seen go through this phase. I mean, that's a real thing. We wouldn't call it terrible twos if it wasn't.
But what do you mean remember?
A person's memory don't form until 2 years old.
But what could they remember at 2?
That's what I'm saying. That's the beginning of them remembering how to walk, how to talk. You know, that's the memory. So yeah, before 2 years old, let's experiment right now. Do you have any memories before you hit 2, Cairo? No, that's okay. You talking about? I'm just messing with you. Go ahead.
Well, actually, I do. I have a lot of memories before I was 2.
So you have memories from the time you was born up until 2 years old.
Because it's esoteric. That's why I can't talk about certain things, because you'll think I'm suffering from psychosis. So when you made that statement, that's why I was trying to get you to elaborate, because I thought you were going somewhere that's an area that I'm familiar with. That's why I was like, what do you mean memory? Because if you're 2 years old, how can you remember doing anything inappropriate? Because you're not even supposed to know how to do things inappropriate.
Yeah, the earliest the person usually can recall a memory is early as 2. You don't usually hear people say, yeah, when I was a year and a half.
That's true. But I damn sure don't remember shit from there. I think I can go back. Right now, I probably can go back as far as 3 years old. I can remember shit from 3 years
You know, we don't have to spend that much time on that. But that's the whole concept of the terrible twos, because they are beginning to remember things. But the greater point was we have to be taught to be good. etiquette, behavior, list go on.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and introduce the first topic. That was a nice little intro. So the first topic, and I'm glad we got some educators in here, Miss D. I'm definitely looking forward to hearing your answer because you just told me in the comment section that you're an early child. Because I actually got a degree that's in that area as well. Like we had to take early childhood education classes as well. And my mom works in that field. But here's the question: is does education make because I heard I seen some a viral topic of them debating this. Does education make women masculine?
I would say no. When I think about my classmates, I have pretty powerful female lady classmates who are school principals, and they're still feminine. So you don't become a principal of a middle high school. I'm sure there are some.
I don't know why you went out though.
Okay, I thought I was tripping because he
Yeah,
completely went out.
he definitely went out. Cairo, you want to share your answer before I go, or I can go
No,
ahead?
you go.
Okay, so I'm gonna steal the pot. I think it depends on the education that you're pursuing because some of them absolutely it does. And to be honest with you, I think it's kind of hard for you to even a debate that it doesn't because like early childhood education, probably not because that kind of falls under the nurturing part of life. So no. But if you're let's say if you are a lawyer, yeah, it absolutely does. Because your job is to basically be argumentative, which is not a trait of a feminine woman. And it's going to be hard for you to turn that off when you go back home to your husband and not be argumentative to him because that has now become your lifestyle.
DeMarcus Vaughn said no. All I see for me, it in what sense? Like she is not in tune into the home. That's all I see for me. Response.
I
My
flawed my
got it.
HBCU, but I don't front my degree. My actions speak for themselves. I taught in New York, Atlanta, and just came from teaching abroad for 13 and a half years in Dubai, United Arab. Okay, I mean, but like I said,
Jeffrey
you're a
responded
teacher.
that quick. He gonna talk about okay. I mean, he went sound like he didn't like what was being said.
No, no, no. I have nothing against what she said. Actually, she's a teacher. She's a teacher. Like I said, I don't think that's a masculine job. You said education. And right, and my answer was it depends on what the education, what field. That's what I said. So that is not. Do you think it's the objective? Yes or no? Is it to each his own? Kind of a each for each his own. Right, wrong to that question. I can say for the things I know that are educated, I know
If I'm pulling from a real population of people,
I don't think they can hear you. I don't know why your internet is acting up. It's weird.
Talia,
We
I
understand.
actually.
Talia never came through.
She here.
Oh,
Now I think they can hear you.
I
well,
can't.
Cairo.
Yeah, I can hear you guys, but I can't hear her.
She's not talking. To live.
Now check this out, Miss
No,
D.
I'm talking.
Let us speak. To live. Mic check.
Mic check.
Yeah, there you go.
Education does not make women masculine. How you act once you have an education is upon the person. So that's the same point we just made.
Well, I'm gonna go back to what I said. It depends on what field. I don't give a damn what you say. If you in the right field, your ass gonna become masculine because you have to. In order to thrive in the field that you're in, you have to. And
Yeah.
like I said, such as a lawyer, you have to be literally
I hit that like button.
What?
lawyer or let's see, what's another one that you
So
kind of have to. If you are in like, even though it's what's crazy, well, you don't need jobs for this. You don't need education for this. Pretty much anything to a degree in criminal, you have to be. If you're a criminal justice major, your ass got to. You have some ladies that are home schooled that are principals of public schools. And again, I already don't separated that I think education is one of them that they don't. That education though, or a personality trait, because there are women who are educated and not educated that can be argument. Oh, absolutely. But what I'm saying is as an as an attorney, as anything in that field, actually, your job is to be argumentative. So you
TK,
have to be argumentative.
you got TK from Sacramento say, I think rap music and gangs make women masculine.
I agree. I'm not saying that education is the sole reason, but I think that's part of it. I'll go a little deeper since it seems like everybody against me. Let's go ahead and do it. I'll go a little deeper of why I say this. That's the reason why not only do they job kind of require it, they also use this as a certain ones. It's not all, obviously. They use that as a flex to try to downplay their men because they have a degree and they may don't. We all know in our culture, the sisters have way more degrees than we do. Now you know good damn well that's the thing because that's the first thing they do. Oh, we the most educated. We doing this. Y'all need to catch up.
And the most sexually frustrated
And exactly. Why? Because it made
because
them
they ain't got no man.
because it made them masculine. And men tend to avoid masculine women.
Then they be over there sexually frustrated, horny, don't know what to do. Then they start bulldagging some of them.
I don't know why your shit going in and out like that.
Who minds?
No, not yours. Taj.
That's the Wi-Fi.
But I'm on the same Wi-Fi. That's the crazy part.
I hear
It's
Taj. He's just echoing.
the echo because we too close to the Jamie mic.
Okay.
For the people that don't know, we in the same room this week, y'all. Shout out to All I See for me, Devon, SG. For the first show, y'all, me and Jamie in the same room. I could walk over to his screen, he could walk over to mine. Let's get back to the comment section.
Now, D, you said, darling, you said being aggressive and a masculine can be two different things. I don't know that you can separate those two.
Aggressive could be assertive. So educated women, let's take a school teacher or a principal, she could be feminine, but she understands in certain situations, she dealing with a knucklehead, she need to be assertive.
Some women don't
I
have.
think assertiveness goes out the window because people use that word, but I don't think any of us on this planet is that confident.
So Miss 2D516. That's New York. I think 516 is New York. Is that right, Miss D? So Miss D say assertive, aggressive, wildly masculine.
Because
What's
people
good?
be saying, "Oh, we assertive," and be having low self esteem like a motherfucker.
Yeah, for me, it's just attitudes.
You off again. So that's what I'm saying. His stuff be going off in and out. But hold on. So I see a lot of people some are disagreeing with me saying they're saying that being aggressive and masculine is not the same thing. Let's see.
I agree with that.
Okay, but let's see
Wait,
because
I don't know, because them
I'm
two
about to
kind of
read the
like
definition to y'all of what
they correlate.
they do. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what y'all talking about
Yeah, that shit correlate. Because
because
aggressive women,
here's the definition: characterized by aggression. This is aggressive. It said unjustly attacking, prone to behavior in a way that involves attacking or arguing.
Yeah,
You're attacking and arguing with somebody out of it with aggression unjustly. That is a masculine trait.
that's masculine. That's very, because I know some aggressive women. And when I see that masculinity, the first thing comes to mind is flee. Get away from her.
A feminine woman that's trying to get her point across. Well, I think it should be done this because of that, and maybe if you tried it this way, you'll get this outcome. A masculine woman, I'm telling you, this is that, and this is
Right.
that's aggressive, and that's a masculine.
And dangerous.
And dangerous.
They
And
coexist the
dangerous.
same people.
Crash out. That's what they doing.
What's good, Detroit King?
Now D say, hey D, looking forward to hearing your voice one day. Yeah, I'm not sure. Jamie said I be simping when I say stuff like that. But yeah, I'm not sure why being a
Yeah, I'm not sure why being assertive or aggressive equates to being masculine. So are men who are not aggressive feminine? Yes. To be simple with you, yes.
That's
Because
wrong.
men's supposed to be the go getters and go do it. To a degree, yes.
That's
You're
not
not
true.
supposed to be
That's a false
rolling over.
statement. I know a lot of men that's not aggressive, that's straight masculine.
I'm pulling the popcorn now.
Look at Taj.
pulling the popcorn out, Cairo. Y'all got this.
So Cairo, so go ahead and tell. So I'm gonna say this: your actions as far as talking may not be aggressive. Let me put some more context to it. Your talking don't have to be aggressive, but if your talking isn't aggressive, your actions has to be. One of the two has to be. Because a masculine man, he ain't got to say nothing, but you just know he mean business. He can just give you that look, like you already know. Okay, I need to stop fucking around. He ain't playing with
But what about men that's not like that? What about men that they don't portray like masculinity, but they're
me. Tell me
masculine?
one of the two. You
That's
can't.
called Sigma, Cairo. That's the Sigma males who use for intelligence, not the masculine.
Yeah, because I
Think
know a gang of men
to
that's like
be
that. That's
for
quiet
us
but straight
for
killers.
us check this out. For us to be Black American, we should understand what happens to over masculine alpha males. What did they do to them back in the day? Everybody know that if you know Black American history. So Sigma males evolved out of being more intelligent and thoughtful. And if a chick get out of line, she gonna learn the hard way. And it don't
Oh
take
Lord.
a lot of aggression to get your point across.
So what I was saying, like I said, one of the two has to be. Your actions have to show it, You ain't gotta just, like I say, yell and be like, hey, I said do this and do that. You ain't gotta do that. But your actions, you're like, yeah, if he's saying, oh yeah, I'm gonna do that and do that, and every time he ever say something, that shit get done, that's his actions speaking for him. Still aggressive though. His moves are aggressive. I was asking that based on your theory that being educated makes you masculine. Okay, then what is the opposite of that? I'm trying to make sure I'm understanding what you're saying to answer this, because you're saying, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying a woman shouldn't get an education. I think going to certain fields does make you that. That's what I'm saying.
You read that Miss D comment? Here's another example. I actually have a best friend who is.
Taj,
You can hear me, Cairo?
Taj,
Yeah.
with Jamie. I can't hear Jamie.
I'm not talking.
Oh, okay.
All right, here's another example. I actually have a best friend. This is Miss D from New York talking, who is an attorney. She put not courtroom in parentheses. She told me the reason she got married was because in corporate, it made her appear less hardened but feminine. Miss D could hear Taj. Thanks, D.
So basically, she's proving my point, what she just said. But I appreciate that because she knew that shit would make her as masculine. That's pretty much what she's saying.
He and Steve Harrison.
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't
Raph,
know.
Raph are cranking
Oh,
up.
masculine women, they something else.
I'm telling you, the more, because this is the thing. They tell you knowledge is power, correct? Okay. So what I'm saying is that when it can be coming into the field of being masculine, because once you think you know too much, you start to think your man can't tell you shit. I'm telling you, I don't seen it too many times. You say what? What if the man is smart? Bro, 9 times out of 10, your man is smarter than you. But you know how many women think they smarter than their man? They
Right,
see
that's
him all the time.
facts. That's facts.
But what if the man tells
That's
the
big
woman she's
facts.
smarter?
Hold on. What'd you say, Talia?
What if the man tells the woman she's smarter? If he believes she's smarter than he is.
You probably got a weak ass beta man. That's probably what it is. But
God damn.
but it could be on special circumstances that this woman is a exception to the rule. Certain women are that much of a genius. That is possible.
That is true.
But it's not the norm.
Right. Correct.
All right, all I see for me, y'all let me read this one. The calmest man would set it off when
That's
he,
true though. Men are smarter than women, naturally.
and if a woman is in the corporate world, she's more assertive than aggressive. That's from D.
Nah, do I see that?
Raph cranking up on SG and Steve Harris.
Okay. Let me see.
This nigga ain't even here. They still do what they said. There are lots of uneducated, masculine, aggressive women.
That's true too.
Hold up. I think it's more of a personality trait. I'm educated and not at
Right.
all aggressive. I think
Right.
you're talking more about. Uh,
It's crusty.
see, this is the thing. I think, and this is no disrespect to women, so please don't take it as disrespect. And I don't mean it to be disrespectful, but I noticed when talking, a lot of the times women tend to make it about them when most of the time men are talking in general.
Right. Correct.
See, y'all are talking about your own personal experience, and we're not.
Right.
If you don't fall in that category, then I'm not talking about you.
Right.
But I promise you, it is a whole shithole of women that does exactly what I'm talking about. They come there, they come out there, and they believe that their education puts them in a certain field, a certain class that the men can't reach because they're not as educated as them. And I keep saying all the time, there's a difference between education and intelligence.
Right.
You got a lot of educated idiots in the world. I promise you. A lot of them are in the Democratic Party. I promise you. I'm just being honest. He says there are lots of uneducated masculine more of a personality educated, not at all. I don't know why you not saying like we can't hear you. Y'all can hear him?
Nope.
Yeah. I can hear him because he's in the same room as me, but
I can't hear him.
but I know y'all can't hear him. What up with you, Jay? But anyways though, what I'm saying is it's always obsessions to the rule. Nothing is 100%, no matter what it is. No matter how great you are at something or how bad you are at something. I'll use a basketball reference. We all know that Shaq, Ben Wallace, people like that aren't good free throw shooters, but they make that shit some of the time because, like, it don't matter how bad you are at something. Some of the days you might be good, and you can flip it. No matter how good you are at something, some days you can have a bad day. Like Steph Curry is a really good free throw shooter, but some of the times he missed. So there's always obsession, an obsession to the rule. Like it doesn't mean 100% that means that. Like I'm not saying all women that are educated are masculine, but I do think them choosing the degree over prioritizing things with family does make them masculine to a degree. Yes, I do. I've seen the other side with educated women too, but to me, that's arrogance and a chip on your shoulder, not aggression. Even arrogance, though, is a masculine trait. I'm just saying. What the hell are they talking about? I want Jerry. What is she talking about? Why we got to get political? I'm just being honest, bro, because that tends to be the side that have a lot of them. I'm sorry.
Just answer the initial question.
Well, glad we was able to answer it. What the hell is that, though?
What?
Sound like somebody freaking a black.
No, I'm doing my husband's feet.
Oh shit! I was just about to say it sounds
I'm
like
giving him a pedicure. I'm gonna put it on mute and just listen.
okay.
Oh snap! Panda, your man, Kai.
Yeah, I'm feminine woman. Ain't no masculinity over here.
Most women won't
I'm
do
too
that.
feminine. I don't even want to be masculine. It's too much. I like being feminine. I think women should be feminine. It's beautiful being feminine, you know?
Hey, that's what's
Speak on
up.
it.
I agree. I agree.
Somebody is shaving. Oh, yeah. Okay, we got past that.
That's what's up. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and move to the next topic. We was on that one long enough. All right. So here's this topic here. I'm gonna need Taj. I'm gonna need your mic to work for this one. Basically, how this one started was I'm not gonna give the details, but it did have something to do with this podcast. I said, and
I know what that it's rated in.
basically,
Like I said, like I'm reading this thing, it said make sure that whatever I hook it up to is rated 18 watts.
basically, what ended up happening is we were talking, and we wanted to, and for me,
Send that home.
when it comes to checking a woman, shit, checking a woman once she gets out of line, it depends on what it is. Like if it's disrespectful, you know what I'm saying? As far as like her calling me a B or something like that, oh, you getting checked right off the muscle. But if it's just her talking too damn much, like say I'm trying to talk, she talking over me, I can deal with that a little bit more. Like some of the times I'll let your ass talk because we all do it, but women do it way more. They tend to just want to they talk your damn ear out. But like after consistent of me saying, "Yo, chill out, let me talk," you know what I'm saying? I'll give you a warning a few times, and then if you continue to do it, then I might, go in on you a little bit. But he's saying it should be checked off the rip. Matter of
Oh,
fact, Taj, I'm gonna let you tell your side of it.
hey, you just said it right away. I say right away. You know why? Why? Because it's not going to get better. It's only going. It's really a test. They're testing your manhood, if you will. And if you let it slide the first time, you can almost guarantee. If we take this to Vegas, you can bet your bottom dollar she gonna test you again. We got two ladies on the line.
I agree she's gonna try to do it again, but like I said, I do issue. That's what the warning is for. Tell you to chill out a couple times because if she actually is a feminine woman that actually does have respect, she might go ahead and not do it. Like it's possible she just doing it and she don't notice, and then you educate her a little bit, be like, hey, you know, it's not right for you to cut a man off while he's speaking. Let him finish his point. Then you can respond. Stop just trying to talk over him all the time.
I agree with that point. That's valid.
Yeah.
Everything,
Some of them
man.
that could be the case, and they might be respectful and be like, "Oh, okay, I'm sorry, I didn't notice," and then that solves the issue. But if you just go aggressive, full on her at the beginning, now she in defensive mode because she thinking you just trying to attack her. So that's why, like I said, when it comes to me, as long as she's not saying nothing disrespectful, I can take it and just tell her, give her a few warnings. But if she's just talking over me some, I might chill out and then eventually like, look, when I'm talking, let me finish my point. If she's a real feminine woman, she gonna understand that and let me do, chill out. So what's y'all response to that?
I agree with you 101%. Sometimes we don't know, and I try to explain that same statement to a lot of people. For example, like sometimes I'm unaware of my behavior or my actions, and then once someone points it out to me, like Cairo, you did this, then they're bringing it to my awareness, and I will adjust the way, like I will break that habit.
Is she
I'll say,
talking?
okay,
Yeah, she is. I hear her. You can't hear her?
I can't hear.
oh shit, I don't know what to do.
No, it's not you because I can hear it. Todd, you can hear her? Yeah, it's just she can't hear her. You good on right?
Yeah, but then I'll change the way, that I would normally respond to or how I normally would behave because I don't want to offend that person. I have a reputation, for being considerate and compromising. But you're right about that statement you made. A lot of times, like a feminine woman, if we're unaware that we're doing something and a man bring it to our attention, like, hey, look, I don't like this, or let me finish, immediately we're gonna let you finish because we're like, okay, like the pitch in his voice, you know what I mean? Let me let him go ahead on and finish what he's saying and then listen because I don't want to lose this man. So let me apply, what he's saying. But I agree with you on that one.
Okay. What's your take on it, Talia?
I I also agree.
Okay. Before the check-in, you have to have respectful rules of exchange. Talk about what you like or don't like from the start. My dude and I discussed. He blatantly said he does not like to be interrupted while talking. I agree because I don't like that for myself. Yeah, so that's what I think it is. Like I said, another point when we was talking that I made was some women. Unfortunately, a lot of our sisters grew up without their fathers, so they may was never taught that that's rude to do that. Believe it or not, they may was never taught that. So you, as the man in her life, or for whatever the situation is, whether it's the man in authority of a job you're doing or y'all in a relationship, you know, it's your job to be like, hey, you know, this how you should be doing that. That's not how you do that. And then if she purposely keeps doing it, then that's when you deal with it. You go ahead and just deal with that. Taj, you want to respond?
Yep. Yeah, I think this 2D is too common. It's too
Hold
common.
up. I don't think they can hear you. It's crazy.
It's what about now?
Yeah, you can. Go
Oh,
ahead.
so I think you read one already. So you read Miss 2D516 comment. Common courtesy is necessary, and I agree with Cairo. All right, so we got that. So that's the one I read. That speaks for me the most. With Miss 2D516 say, my dude and I discussed, he blatantly said, no, it was another one about landing the plane. Here we go. So these, sorry about this, D, for cutting your comment. Well, Jamie read it already. All right, so D Darla say, as long as the tone is respectful, nothing wrong with immediately checking. That's to my point. Check it right away. Then she said, her brother, she said, my brother would lightly tap his wife's lap and say, let me land the plane. Laughing out loud. And she would shut up. So that's body language, sign language that dog brother and his wife are using. Like when her husband don't feel like being interrupted, he got a strategy. He got a body language, method to remind her, hey, you cutting me off. Let me land this plane. I'm the pilot. I like that. I like both of those. Those are my favorite two comments. My dude and I discussed and the one I just read. That speaks to me right there.
Okay. But yeah, so for me, like I said, I'm big on respect and stuff like that. You know, this is not in nothing that's binded to genders. You know what's disrespectful to somebody that's just out of the line. So if you do those, then you getting checked immediately. We know what those are. We really don't even have to, you know, talk about them. We know what's universally disrespectful. So, but as far as like certain things where, like, if a man is constantly cutting me off in mid conversation, I look at it a little different. I'm like, bro, you know, we should be able to have a conversation without you doing it because, like, for me, when constantly cutting you off and stuff like that, that is more of a feminine trait because that's when emotions are getting involved.
And then it's important for us to put this out here. And we're not getting religious. But let's not forget the creator that made us all, the creator that made people. Blew his breath to our nostrils and made us a living soul. So when we cutting people off, I want us to think about that. You're cutting off the very essence that the creator blew into our nostrils to become a living person, a living soul.
Right. Right.
Take it from there, Cairo.
Right. No, I agree.
Cutting off for people who care or don't care, but that's you're cutting off the essence of the creator.
No, I agree with that one. Like Miss C say, common courtesy. We gotta respect, everybody else's opinion. Just respect. I'm big on respect too.
It's the highest currency.
Uh huh.
So you're still there?
Yeah, she here.
Yeah, respect is the highest currency.
They can't hear you no more though. That's the reason why they didn't respond to you.
I was saying respect is the highest currency.
To be honest with you, bro, you probably better off just coming up here and just talking on my mic. To be honest.
I don't like.
But I can hear him. At first, I couldn't hear the lady, but then I can hear her. But I can hear him good.
You can be in the opposite chair, dude. My mic can pick you up. That's what I'm saying.
But
I
we can
can't
hear
hear
him.
him.
Oh,
I
I can hear
can't
you.
hear
I
him.
can hear the female. I can hear the lady now. I can hear both. I can hear everybody. I can hear everyone.
Because he keeps going in and out. That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Nigga, you're across from me. What the hell are you talking about? Now, if you speak on the mic, nigga, it's not. They're gonna be able to hear you.
They won't be able to see me. Is that better?
Y'all can hear him now, right?
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. You mute your phone. If you want to put yourself on camera, cool. Mute your phone and then talk on this mic.
You want me to sit right next to him? Like, I'd rather that be a chick if I do.
Nah, nigga, you over there making it something that it ain't.
Yeah, quit being weird, bro.
Right. That's like I don't understand why niggas
Let's
do that.
hear about me not wanting to sit next to a dude. I don't like being close. I said I kept it real, y'all.
Bro, no, it is because you making it something like nigga. I ain't no motherfucker that's trying to look at you like that.
I'm saying
I'm trying to help it.
You making it about you. I'm saying I don't want to sit next to no dude like this on a podcast, y'all.
That's
Can
not
y'all
what
see
I was
us now?
implying, though. I said put it. I said you can use your camera, sit across from me. You
Wait,
talk.
it's kind of weird. Wait, let me see.
We don't be in the same room now. Let's go
Right.
back to the show.
Wait, a driver messaged us about our order, y'all.
I don't like sitting that close to niggas.
I,
Not Jamie, niggas, peep men, dudes. I like face.
I don't like sitting close up on a nigga either, but I'm
Right.
telling you, sit across from me, nigga.
Pardon my weirdness.
Hey, somebody just said, Ghost just said, you gotta,
Okay, go ahead.
Ghost just said, go. Said Ghost and Tommy, Jamie and Taj. That's funny. Hey, that's funny.
Nephew, thanks, nephew.
What's good, lifestyle? Yeah, Ghost for the return, bro. You right, but we not about to get that started. You know, I might
No,
hope
we are not. This ain't that.
to live tonight. Don't you get me started. You already out lit. But yeah, I might do another live for TV reviews after this. We have to see. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and go to this next topic. Now, this one is kind of big because I think men and women have different views when it comes to that. And I'm curious to know what is you guys' opinions on this. Should body count matter?
Yeah.
Well, since you talk first, go ahead and tell me.
Because especially if they have an unprotected sex, sperm can reach the brain. And if you done had multiple sex partners, all these different dudes, all these different dudes, you done let nothing you wrong. A specimen of their sperm is still in your membrane. Science, neuroscience. So that's why, so, and the lady can take on the behavior of all these different dudes she's had raw unprotected, especially when the dudes are nutting, if I can say it that way, shooting their sperm up into the woman's vagina. That sperm, the same way that sperm travels to the egg in the ovum, a specimen of it reaches all the way up in your brain. Now you thinking and speaking. Have you ever seen a couple with the girlfriend behave like the boyfriend?
I seen couples where they start to look alike.
There you go. That's why.
Yeah.
You're literally dumping your DNA into the chips.
So D just said some men have a double standard.
So I have a question.
Most men.
Go ahead, Cairo, then Talia. Go
My
ahead.
question is men. With this, with men, men love to insult some women and say, you know, you guys have all these different body counts, all this sperm and nut and this and that, yada yada yada. But then I see a gang of situations to whereas a female may have like two, three kids, and then a man fall in love with that female and have another kid with that female. You know what I mean? So I'm like, make this shit make sense. You know, I see it all the time. Or a man getting into a committed relationship with a woman that have like three and four kids, and you know, I'm like, okay, obviously she has some type of body count, and you're not concerned about all of that nut dick that was going in her because you're right there laying comfortable with her.
So what you trying to say? We don't deserve love because we got multiple
I
kids?
never said that. I never said that. So I don't want to be attacked. I was speaking to men in general, making a statement. That's what Jamie was saying earlier. Some women are kind of like emotional and they make it about them. I'm speaking in general terms when I said men complain about women having body counts, but they'll go up and lay up with a woman that have three and four kids. Make that make sense to me. I was asking a question.
I ain't been asked about my body count since I was in like high school, so I don't know.
Okay, so I'm about to give my opinion on this. Um, so I think this goes back to the yings and the yangs, how God made everything a balance. Y'all can, ladies, I want y'all to correct me if I am wrong, but I think when it comes to men, body counts, our body counts don't really matter. It actually is more of a plus to a degree. Um, when we have a bunch of bodies, opposed to a woman, if she has a bunch of bodies, it's a negative because think about it. How men how we think about it, like, damn,
Wait, Jamie, you went out. Are you talking?
yeah, I am. Can you hear
Taj.
me?
Yeah. Carol. Talia.
Pretty sure they should be able to hear us, right? Y'all can hear us? Talia, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear.
All right.
Okay. So, but yeah, like I was saying, when a man got a lot of bodies, you know, he learns how to please a woman better, right? Some women that's a major factor for them as far as who they date. Certain women are like that. It ain't no man really that's like, oh yeah, I'm looking for a girl that don't smash a lot of niggas because she gonna know how to fuck me. It's very few niggas who saying that. So you feel me? I think that, and I think women knows that it matters for them too, because that's why when a man asks, "What's your body count?" once you're a certain age, they'll be like, "Don't worry about it," right?
No, because if a girl has good vagina, then it's good no matter how many niggas she been with.
But what I'm saying, hold on. So let me ask you this: so if a man asks you, "What is your body count?" and this is not me asking you, I'm just saying, if a man
Um,
would ask you, "What is your body count?" are you gonna tell him?
Taj.
um,
Yeah.
Jamie went out. I can't hear him.
You can hear me? We speaking through the same mic.
I can't even hear Taj. Taj, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can't hear anybody.
Yeah, you just can't hear us. I don't know why. But yeah, Talia. So if a man was to ask you that, are you gonna tell him?
I mean, I don't really know mine, so I don't know. I mean, I can make up a number if that's what he want, but I don't have an accurate number.
So you better ring it.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, we here.
Oh.
Carol. Carol can't hear us. So.
And
Yeah,
then also, if I got 15 bodies and the dude got 5, when we have sex, then that means we got the same. I got his bodies and he got mine, no?
No. Hell no.
Oh,
That ain't how that works.
unprotected sex.
Oh shit. Let me let Kyra back in. All right, Tyra,
I
you can
can
hear us
hear
now?
you.
You can?
Yeah, at first I couldn't. You kept going out.
Cool. I would rather have a man with a low body count but was in long term relationships. They still have the experience. I mean, I guess that's a good way of thinking of it. But either way, what my what I'm saying is that a man being sexually experienced is a plus.
I'm probably gonna log out because I can't hear this shit keep going in and out.
So let me see. I wouldn't give a number, but I'll say it was medium low. It's the truth.
But
So
medium low, what's that even mean? Because my medium low might not be your medium low.
true. That's a fact. That is true. And J. Cole told us that whatever a woman say her
You gotta
body count,
multiply by 3.
everybody should have had three. And I think that shit's pretty damn accurate. Because they gonna try to say, oh, it's only about 10, bitch, you at 30.
Damn, so if somebody say 30, then you think the real number is 90?
Hell yeah.
No way.
Hell yeah. Your number is definitely 90. Hell yeah.
Dang. See, one day a girl's really gonna be telling you the truth, and you just gonna automatically multiply that shit by 3, and then you're gonna be like, nope, I'm out.
Okay, so look, I'm gonna say this when it comes to that. Just turn your volume down, and then you'll be good.
Who, me?
No, not you. Um, I think when it comes to that, because being around girls and stuff like that, you can tell the ones once you're around them enough, you can tell the ones that's been sexually active. They're gonna do things that lets you know, okay, she been smashed. All you gotta do is listen to them longer. They're gonna give you the answer. So regardless of what the hell they say, just be around them long enough. They're gonna tell you.
Stuff like what though? What you mean? Give me an example.
Okay, so women tends to talk off the like once they get comfortable around you, once they get comfortable around you, they're gonna start to talk a lot more about things they may have done, things they done with their friends and stuff like that. Like for instance, yeah, I remember when we was back then when I used to party and stuff. Me and them, we used to go there, and this dude was trying to talk to me, and we was doing when they saying stuff. A lot of things that puts them in an environment that tends to be times where you probably get smashed at. You know, okay, she out there. It might not be 100% accurate, but the likelihood of it, it is. You just gotta listen to them long enough. Like they were saying, like for instance, here's another example. If a girl is a stripper and she be like, "Oh, I do all that, but I don't never do nothing else. I just do my shit." Most men thinking in their head, bro, yeah, right.
Lying ass
That's
bitch.
not the truth. Because the likelihood of you doing more is significantly higher than a girl that's just working at Wendy's.
Especially if they offering up some money.
Yeah, exactly. Because your job is to do sexual, whether it's whether it's going around. Hold on. You were talking to Leah. Okay. Hello?
But I have a question because this is what I always want to
Yeah.
know. I'm
I'm about to
curious.
look it up.
Does it matter? Because I don't know, like my body count, I don't have a high body count. But the essence to me is how to capture a man heart. So it's like if I started to date someone and I was interested in him and it turned into long term, it's like how do a woman capture a man heart? Like Jamie said, like, right, like if you hang around a woman long enough, she'll become comfortable and she'll start to vent and she'll let you know certain things. So how does a man determine? Because I've always wanted to know, like, most of my friends, like, or even some females, they couldn't keep a man. And I'm like, okay, what the fuck are they doing? Because when I date somebody, like this shit turn long term. Or example for head. Like the first time the dude, everything a dude will always say to me, first thing, let me eat your pussy. You know what I mean? But then I have cousins that say, girl, he don't want to eat my pussy. But I'm like, damn, I don't have a problem with getting my pussy. So I'm just trying to figure out, like, how does a man determine from how a woman behave or what she says if he's gonna be in a long term relationship with her or if this is the one? Like, how do they determine it?
I just came back in. What I missed?
So I'm saying, like what you say about body count, because I was curious, right? Because I have brothers, and some of my brothers say women with, this is just a one man opinion, like women with like higher body count or higher body counts, or certain things about certain women, their vagina is a little bit looser than another female who
That's true
didn't
too.
didn't go through those same experience, or in that same situation. But then, for example, right, like my thing is always like, how do women, like you said earlier, you made a statement, you said like if a female hang around you long enough, you'll begin to understand like who she is, her character as a person. But then for me, like my relationships, like if I start dating a guy and it's chemistry, we're interested in each other, it's always been turned, always end up long term. And then some women, I noticed like they can't keep men. It's a pattern. You'll see them posting they new boyfriend on Instagram for like the first year. After that, you don't even see this dude no more. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, like what happened? So my thing is like, what do women do? How do they behave? Or what do they say that will alert a man like this is the one, I want her, she's not going anywhere? Because I'm just trying to figure that shit out. You know what I mean? Like, cause to me, it's like, how do we end up capturing their heart? Like, why do they stay with us? Like, what do we do?
That's a good question.
So
Thank
for a
you.
man to want a wife, he, it's like I tell them all the time. It's quite simple. Be peaceful. Don't be a hoe. Like if you've been a hoe in the past, that's fine. I mean, you better cover it up as best as you can. You know what I'm saying? Don't do it while you with him. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the reason why I say. That's why I say what I said at the beginning. Most women are going to, basically lie about their body count because they subconsciously know that their body count matters. They know that. That's why a woman that got 30 bodies, she got 10.
Would you say 30 bodies what?
I was saying that's why a woman that has 30 bodies is going to say she has 10 because subconsciously, even though she'll say it, because they just want to go with woman power, they'll say it don't matter, but they know deep down they should do that.
Hmm.
But to address your comment, darling, you said what is that anyway? Doubling the number a woman says about, but not a man's. This that suggests we line holes, doesn't it? Well, the reason why you don't double what a man says is because a man doesn't have a reason to lie about their body. They might lie and say they count is higher than what it is because they want to make it seem like they're getting hoes. Yeah. But they're never gonna lie about it and try to make their shit lower. That doesn't help it.
So are men asking women their body counts? Because I've never been asked no dumbass
I've
questions
never
like
asked.
that.
I don't ask.
I
Me
don't.
personally, I don't.
I've never been in a situation to where a man been like, "What's your body count?"
Yeah, I don't.
But it was a trending topic that I saw, and I like we should talk. But me personally, I do not. body count. It's just after dating him for a while and stuff like that, like I said, being around him, I kind
The only thing I do try a man to see when I'm trying to see a certain body count, if it's his asshole loose, then
of
I'll be like, yeah. I'm like, you know what I mean? Let me just try to go back here and feel if this bitch tight or if it's loose. So, because if
Just
it's
straight up.
loose, I ain't
Yeah.
fucking
You
with
know
him.
somebody been back there. Yeah.
You
For
know
damn.
what I
real.
mean?
What?
That's
Oh my
Hey,
God.
Kyrie is
that's what
stupid, bro.
that's the truth.
This
That's the
nigga
truth.
said, hey, and I guess this in response to this is your comment. He said a woman captured a man's heart by being respectful, loyal, cooking, cooking for him, and giving him head without asking.
Sounds like me.
Wait,
Sounds
what?
about right.
Say it again.
It's up here on the screen. It says women capture a man's heart by being respectful, loyal, cooking for him, and giving him head without.
And grabbing the phallus every morning. They like their phallus grabbed and hold and
What is that?
squeezed. The
What is
dick.
that?
The
Oh.
dick. It's a sophisticated way of saying dick. Every morning you gotta grab that dick and hold it. Then they say just play with it a little while longer. Oh Lord. That shit was funny. But yeah, that's how I find out, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. I think like when I be dating him, I be like, let me go back here and see this
That's
nigga
G
asshole
shit.
loose.
Yeah.
And if
That's
that
hey.
bitch loose, I ain't fucking
You
with him. If
already know
my
what
hand
time it
go
is.
right in that
Yeah.
bitch and it ain't got no grip, oh no. Now
Real.
if it's tight, then I'm like, all right, I'm gonna fuck with him. I'm gonna give him a chance. But if that bitch loose,
You
I'm
already know what
like,
time it is. Yeah. The same thing for the ladies. You can tell when a lady doesn't let somebody go in that back door. Shit, So yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah,
Cairo.
I always do that. And I done had dudes riding my arm like a jock horse. I'm like, God damn. I done felt
Oh
the
my God.
bone. Yeah, girl, I'm telling you, you could nigga done took off on my whole hand, fist was in his asshole. I'm like,
Wow.
oh my God.
Wow.
Whoa. You know I ain't answering him tomorrow. I done stuck my whole fist in his ass and he keep riding.
Holly
Boy, give me
Grove.
my fingers back. I done had a dude, I had one finger in his ass. He was trying to stick three more. I
Look
said,
at that.
oh no.
Wow.
Hey,
Wow.
So we
There
do
it
that
is.
finger test on y'all, cause I know I do.
Ain't no on y'all. You ain't
I
speaking for
don't
me. Ain't
you
yeah.
sure do.
Shit.
The moment you
I
go
never
anywhere
even
near
thought
my
of
No,
sister,
hey, you see, I don't even want to sit next to a nigga.
Yeah,
You
girl,
out
you
there,
gotta try it. I'm telling you, that's how I always knew. I'm like, let me see if I'm gonna fuck with him or not. And
it's
if that
crazy.
bitch was
I actually
loose,
know it's crazy. I had two girls. It's crazy we get on this topic.
Mm-hmm.
They tried to do like some girls, believe it or not, like eating them dudes' ass.
Mm-hmm.
Asian girls tried that shit one time, and the black, both of them, I said, fuck me out, what the hell you do? Like,
me
black
and y'all say that shit, but when y'all in there on a one-on-one session, it doesn't go like that. Cause I ain't gonna lie, 99%.
I'm telling you how it go with me.
Right.
Yeah,
Can't
and that's what
speak for
they said
nobody
too.
else.
That's
Can't
what
speak
they
for
said
nobody else
too.
booty hole, Cairo. But yeah,
All
ain't
right.
no
Yeah,
paying
But
but
that's
around.
how we test. I just wanted to put that in there because
But
I know I
remember,
done did it.
remember, as an old head, if you want to call it homophobia, we was harder on that as a generation. As far as my generation coming up, I understand the younger generation is what y'all call it a fluid. So that's where my upbringing come from. Like we don't play gay games or none of that shit at all. And I'm not saying there ain't gay people in my generation, but I'm just sort of, I
Now I
yeah,
gotta interject
huh?
because that doesn't like me. I had I don't, it was my boyfriend or whatever. We lasted for a long time, but that ended. But I tried it on him, and it was actually tight back there.
Mm-hmm.
And that still was my boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Now, even though we got down like that every now and then, he wasn't a homosexual. You know what I mean? It was just something like, all right, this girl like doing it. It feel kind of good. Let me just go with the flow. You know what I mean? So I just want to put that in there that in some cases, like if you take it there with a man, because I had experience with my boyfriend, and that was I love my fucking boyfriend. You know what I mean? But I knew
Mm-hmm.
he wasn't a homo. So some people, I think that's their perception that they say, oh, if a dude lets you hit that, then that shit don't mean that. That's false. You know what I mean? From speaking from a woman experience and knowing that's 100% false. And that's all I want to say.
My opinion is, nigga, you gay.
I agree to it.
Affirmative. I'm glad we brought you up today, Khalil.
I agree to it. I said
Oh,
about to say, you
Lord.
said it before I got to say it.
That don't mean that though. I can get why she feel like that and she says that,
Thanks,
but
Khalil.
trust me, it doesn't mean that. Like I thought it was funny. It is. It's
Man,
comical, but
look,
it doesn't mean that. Trust me, I know.
look, this is my experience with it. The Asian girl, the moment I told her fuck no, she just stopped, didn't ask no question. The black girl, she's like, why y'all niggas be like that? It don't matter if a girl done like, bro, I don't give a fuck. You're not touching my butt at all. Like, you just don't do that. So.
Yeah. One more time, Khalil. That nigga gay. I
It,
said,
it
But
works.
all jokes aside,
yeah.
that's not true.
Because
I hear y'all.
Khalil said that, I will add this to it. If a dude like that who's open to that, if he unfortunately went to jail,
He would be open to
there
it,
it
right?
is.
That's not true.
There it
That's
is.
No,
not true.
All right, well, hey,
I don't agree
each
with
man
that.
his booty hole. I'm not here to help nobody. Yeah, I'm not here to guard nobody else's booty hole. You know what I
That's
mean?
not
So
true.
I'm not defending or but I like you're opening up the pathway. You know,
I got a brother
Yeah.
that did
Sorry
12
said a
years. I
real
don't think he
man
messed with no
wouldn't even
niggas,
let a
man.
woman attempt to try anything like that. Exactly.
Wait till Liz said she had a brother. What I couldn't hear.
I got a brother that did 12 years. I don't think he messed with no niggas the whole 12 years.
salute to him. Super salute
Right.
to your brother.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I think some men just securing they manhood or their masculinity, and they like, all right, my girl won't try. Let me just see.
Even Bradford said Cairo in denial.
Cairo in
I'm not
denial.
in denial. I know because I had a boyfriend. It
Hand
wasn't
on it,
nothing about
Cairo.
him
Yeah.
gay. I know my man wasn't gay, so I ain't even tripping. You know what I mean? It was just every
Finger
now
is
and
a
then.
finger, right? So if not your man, but if any dude who allow his girl to do that, if they just so happen to end up in jail, like
That's
to me,
not true.
her brother kept it solid. A finger is a finger.
That's not true.
Y'all probably think I be overcompensating when I say this shit. I really don't care how people feel. I'm just telling y'all the truth. You can check my background. I grew up around gangsters on me. I don't even have gay conversations.
But that's what I'm telling you. My
I
boyfriend
was
was
in
a
it.
gangster,
Huh?
and he wasn't no. I'm talking about like a real hitter now. So, and his asshole was real, real tight, and I was like literally trying to like, damn, it's so tight. You know what I mean? Like had to
Uh-huh.
like. So that's how I know. I'm like, wasn't nothing about dude gay.
So
So he let you
It's
put your
crazy
finger in
that
his
he
booty.
let you do that.
Sure
Though.
did. I don't know.
So
I
Khalil said,
started
why
getting
did you
off
do
after I
it?
did it the first time to try it. Like it just became addictive. It was like fuck that. Now I'm used to it. I like it. I know how I feel. I'm just about to. It was something like a sick satisfaction of mine. Like I literally used to get off on like doing that. You know what I mean? It becomes a sick satisfaction because it like it's
How
yeah.
many
It feels
fingers?
good.
Question
I
for
started
you.
off with one. With him, I only could do
She
one.
said
But
she
then, like I
started. She
told
answered the
you.
question. He started off with one. Lord have mercy. Well,
Yeah,
the
but
pray
then
you
my
don't go to
fingers are
jail.
little. You know what I mean? And that's what he pointed out too. He put two
That's
of my
about the
fingers
size. The
together.
fingers are little.
Yeah,
you
my
want to
fingers
go
are
fly?
little.
Yeah.
So
Your
he
finger,
said that.
but you said you put your whole arm in the nigga.
That was another dude.
Don't
That's
let
why I
off with her,
told you.
Talia. Get her ass, Talia. I'm
No,
with
But
you
that
now,
was
when you ready,
another
Talia.
dude.
Go ahead.
That's
So
why
you
I'm
put your
telling
whole
you.
say
No,
that
I'm
nigga was
trying to
riding
explain
your
to
arm.
Talia
The fuck is you talking about?
99% of the dudes, because don't get me wrong, like I have my little sick satisfaction too. And I literally used to just go around like certain people get off on certain things.
But you said you put your whole arm in his booty.
But that was another dude.
Oh,
You know how many dudes I done hit? I done hit dudes with dildos and everything. That's why I'm literally telling y'all, like niggas be talking that gangster shit. You get them in a room by themselves, man. Please, all that shit go out the window. You know how many niggas I done smashed? I done fuck with dildos that call themselves Bloods and Crips. A whole lot. That's why I'm
I
telling
was
you, if y'all
tall.
be yeah, a lot of people talking about they be that don't mean you gay. It's just something that people likes to do. That's how I know I'm speaking from experience. That's why I'm telling them when they like, no, nigga gay, no, these niggas ain't gay.
Let me
Some
ask
people
you
just
this.
like certain things. And Jamie, you lucky me and you was friends because yeah, you probably would have, I'm telling you, I know men.
She
So
just
I
don't sit up
know.
there.
I
baby.
can't
you
continue.
She
heard
just
that,
told
Tammy?
me
I
she
told
told me.
you.
I can't continue.
Hold on, Carol. What you were just saying?
You
He'd
would
have been on that hit list.
But I'm the weird one. So, Carol, what you just said? If you would have,
I say
Yeah,
Jamie
see, I
lucky
ain't gonna
me
lie
and
to
him
you guys.
friends.
If you would have tried that, I probably would have. You would have seen another side. That's
Yeah,
all I'm
right.
saying. So
Yeah,
that's
right. You'd have
all
been
I'm
calling my phone the next
saying.
day, talk about what you doing, or 3 days later, because usually they
wow,
wait. They like, I don't know how she gonna react. Let me hit her 3 days later, and I act like it's still the same. Baby, know what you doing? Come pick me up. Let's go. You
wow.
heard me? So
There you go, bro. You hearing it raw to the world.
I'm
Yeah.
telling
There it
you,
is.
on everything. Like I said, women that date me, they know.
Yeah.
You
That's all right.
would have
Cairo.
seen, you would have seen another
What you
side.
say, Talia, look, they talk that gangster shit, girl. Look, I didn't hear niggas with I'm gonna just say one thing. My friend, right? I had smashed her boyfriend. I felt so bad, right? I was like, damn, now me and him ain't had sex, but I hit him with the dildo, right? So then me and her sitting up there talking, and I was like, girl, you never fucked a dude with a dildo? She was like, no. She was like, girl, I would think he was straight gay, and why I had hit her baby daddy. And I'm sitting there saying, damn, you know what I mean? But I never told her. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't like, you know how like if you smack and the whole time she never knew and she still don't know. You know what I mean? But I was sitting saying, damn, I fucked your baby daddy with a dildo. But she was like, no. And she said the same thing you said. She was like, girl, that's some gay shit. Like, I would think they gay. But in my head, I
So
knew I
define
had smashed
gay.
her baby daddy.
Define gay, Cairo, because it
Well,
sounds like
gay
you got
mean
a different
happy. So
definition.
let's say homosexual. Homosexual means liking the same sex. So, you know, by
No
definition, gay is
definition.
happy. But homosexual
No
means the
definition. So you
same
saying
person
if a
that likes the
guy
same sex.
let the okay, so damn,
I'm gonna say that is the true
it
definition, but
is.
this is the where the problem.
But this is what I'm saying. It doesn't make you gay. That's all I'm saying. Because I done fuck
I'm
smashed
gonna
too many
tell you it
dudes.
do it. Let me tell you how it does. The reason why it does is because if you if you doing stuff like that,
The food is here.
say it's a woman doing it, cool. But if you're ever put in a predicament,
Right.
Right.
only a man there, you've already had that. That goes back to what we was talking about last kind of no, it wasn't last. It wasn't last Sunday, the Sunday before. Where eating from the forbidden fruit. You testing something that
Yeah.
you shouldn't be testing. So you opening up another can of worms
Yeah.
to something that you could that you might be open to now that you've experienced that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So
Well, I'm gonna say this. I don't think it's gay. If a dude let me smash, you could be my husband, my boyfriend. I'm not gonna look at you like you's a homo because I know everybody have different type of sex satisfactions, just like I have one. So that's just my opinion on it.
I got a question, Cairo.
Okay.
It's about to get good.
Are you as liberal with your own butthole?
I don't like it in the ass. You know what I mean? I don't like my ass played with. You know what I mean? I'm more of a head person. Um, but no, my thing is that when I first did it, like I told you, with my first boyfriend to test it out to see if it was loose or if it wasn't. When he let me do it to him and I saw how good it felt to him, he was enjoying it, so it made me enjoy it. And then that's when I discovered, oh
what
my
the
God. So that's when I discovered, I was like, damn, I like
can't expect
this.
this to
For
even
real.
come out and this. I don't know how the fuck this even happened. But
So I when I started doing it, it was initially with fingers, and then started liking it so much. I'm like, I'm gonna buy a dildo. So then when I would meet a dude, it was so because I would prey on them, right? I was like, they think they gonna fuck me, but as soon as I get them home, I'm about to go inside of them. And then it got to the point that I was just using dudes just to fuck them. You know what I mean? Like really getting off on some sick shit like that. And then certain people start making me feel bad. They was like, you turning these dudes out da, 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 da. But I didn't see it like that. I'm like, no, like they're enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. We good. You know what I mean? So it was just like that. I started off with fingers, then I moved to dildos, and I just started to like it. And I never looked at like the dudes like that I was smashing like they was gay because deep down in my soul and my spirit I knew they wasn't, and nobody could never tell me they was because I know that they wasn't. You know what I mean? So that's all. I don't know.
all right, so we're gonna go ahead and do this next time. So last one. Now this came from something that Elon Musk said. Elon Musk recently was saying that if white men were to become the minority, hold up, let me go to it. I don't want to misquote. I want to see exactly what he said. He tweeted about this shit.
Yeah, so yeah.
I want to make sure I get this right.
Yeah. Now it seemed fear based to me while you're looking it up. I think it's fear based. I saw the tweet.
I think back, I heard that too, that white men were going to be coming. I think that was when
They're
Obama.
already the
Remember?
minority globally. They're a
Yeah.
global minority now.
Yeah. So this is what it said. If white men become a minority, we will be slaughtered. Remember, if non-whites openly hate white men while white men hold a collective majority, then they will be 1,000 times more hostile and cruel when they are a majority over whites. White solidarity is the only way to survive. That is crazy that he even said that, but he's honest about it.
I'm about to check Chat GPT to fact check. They're not the majority.
But they're not the majority. No, they're already not. But see, I guess they're trying to lie as if they are.
He just did it.
Like, look at how many blacks are in Africa. Look at how many are in Brazil. Look how many in the Caribbean. Then you got your fair share here. Then you got certain ones in Europe. I mean, obviously they dominate Europe. They dominate Europe. And then in Asia, there's still people of color because the majority of them are Asians, which are people of color. So, like, bro, it's not that many of them, really. I would say probably the largest amount of them is here. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. And they're not the global majority. So that's him just trying to get them to triple double down on their unity. They have probably shown some of the greatest unity throughout human history. And that's how they got in power, because they all got on the same page. Remember, we talked about this before. Remember that, Cairo, when we was like, their religion is survival. They don't care about human unity and harmony in the world of everybody. All the men from different groups getting along, like, yo, y'all respect our culture, we respect y'all's. Let's have some cultural exchanges every now and then. History teaches us that white males don't consider that. Is it fair to say that, or is that my philosophy? Cairo?
Wait, my bad. What did you say?
No, I'm just saying the premise is the tweet is flawed because they're not the global majority.
White men?
Right.
Are they the global majority? What does statistics say? I don't. In America, maybe, because this is white America.
Yeah.
They're not. Okay, so don't even waste the time.
I ain't even got to look at it.
All right, cool. So they're not. So he lied. Why take the tweet serious if it's littered with a lie to begin? That's the first sentence. Okay, just a conversation.
Just to pull it up.
And I think that's impossible.
They're not the majority. As the people, they're not the global majority. So what he's doing, this is my belief of what he's doing. He's doing what they call a dog whistle to other white men for them to triple double down on their solidarity, because they see their power, their vice grip. I call it a vice grip. Their vice grip of power on the world is starting. Look at all of those countries that sort of banding together after what happened in that Hispanic country. You know what I mean? So now they're like, oh, y'all gonna just disrespect, our sovereignty like that. So a lot of the world is pretty much fed up with their behavior. Let me conclude my comment like that. And they're gonna have a choice to either join the human family or the universe gonna do what it's gonna do. That's it.
I think the universe is gonna do what it's gonna do.
So there you go. That's just those are the two options as far as my research have shown me.
And that's what's happening now. The universe is doing what it's doing.
Thanks, Cairo. There you go. For him to make that statement proves that the universe is already not on their side.
Exactly.
They trying to look. This is what they're doing. When you look it up, they're trying to hide it by separating Chinese, non-Hispanic white, non-Hispanic black. They're doing it like that so that you won't be able to figure out that they're the minority, which they clearly are. Like I said, I know for sure it gotta be. This is just rough estimate.
Right.
It gotta be 1 billion blacks in fucking Africa alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I know Brazil has a shitload.
Yeah, 80 million.
Mexico actually have a lot. So like, bro, them both know they got it. They know it just. But let me go ahead and dig a little bit deeper on let's just go with what he's saying.
Uh-huh.
Let's say they are the majority, right now. Let's just say they are the majority. Something was to happen, they're not. We're the majority, they're the minority.
Wait, what's Talia? She still here?
Yeah, she said
Okay, because I couldn't hear her.
she just hadn't spoken yet.
Oh, okay.
So, what do y'all think the outcome would be for
Harmony. Well, for them, whatever the Most High or the universe, Cairo probably prefer terms like the universe, whatever the universe sees fit. I don't really think that's our call. Our call is to create the harmony in the world. And we haven't really been doing. When I say we, I'm talking about Black Americans and a few other tribes. We haven't been doing the greatest job of leading the world down the path of righteousness. We done a great job to get the whole world to twerk. We got the whole world
Right.
twerking. All right, take it from there.
No, that's deep. Keep going.
Yeah, listen, Cairo, I'm glad you said that because I was going to say this earlier. For me, and I'm going back to the relationship stuff. My goal in the relationship is for us to complete each other's sentences. And you just did that for an example in this podcast. So that's why when you finished my sentence, I was actually at my wit's end. So you did it right on time.
That was deep for me.
Yeah, but that's what we're up against. So you came in right in time. I was running out of thoughts.
No, that was too deep. I got excited. I said, okay, preach. I want to say
they know what time it is. And they remember we had that conversation about the Valhalla shit. So their consciousness have to deal with that. They have to deal with the consciousness of, do we keep conquering or do we join the human family? It's really that simple unless y'all can think of something else. And the universe is going to deal with them accordingly. Right. I think we're a peaceful people. No, right. if we were in charge of the world would be a better place.
Right. I 101%. It proved that because our ancestors, retrospectively speaking, the primates ruled for hundreds of thousands of years. I mean, when they found King Tut remains, he had already been dead for 10,000 years. And the Caucasian race only had a small amount of time to rear, and cultivate and look at all of the damage and destruction that they have already caused and created in that short a period of time.
Yes.
So
right. If we allow history to be the teacher, it shows you their deeds. So when you look at their scroll of deeds, I like to start at Alexander the Greek. If you look at their scroll of deeds from Alexander the Greek until now, they're showing you they're a human race group of people that conquers everywhere they go. The British had a expression that went, the sun never sets on the British Empire. Y'all know what that means, right?
What does that mean?
Their empire was so big that the sun don't set on their empire. Wherever the sun is shining, the British Empire had a colony there. So I'm giving y'all the receipts of their conquering behavior. Somebody in the comment section, type that in. The sun never sets on the British Empire. What that quote means is that the British, just like the Roman Empire, the British took it further than the Romans. The British had a colony wherever the sun, you know how we got time zones? Wherever the sun, they had a colony for every time zone. I think it make more sense for me to say it that way.
They came out them kids and started cutting up. Them bitches, they weren't playing. Them bitches was cutting up. They came out them kids. They said, we gonna cut up. We gonna show y'all.
When it comes to winning the human race, as far as conquering, you got to give them the trophy. You know what I'm saying? And we're just looking at, okay, who won the human race when it comes to slaughtering, going to other people's land, taking their shit over? They get the Stanley Cup of that shit.
Well,
We
we're
now
not venomous people, how you said
thank you.
earlier.
So that's
We don't
that's
need to go around conquering, attacking, raping, destroying. We're not,
that's what
that's not our
exactly.
nature.
And that's why the universe would deal with that. The universe is going to deal with all the imbalances within its different worlds.
We don't have to do that. It's like, what does that energy come where you want to go something to destroy? Like, what type of energy is that? That you don't want peace or harmony. You just want destruction.
Right. When you're void of the plasma, the melanin, which is kind of like our solar panel connection to the sun, it's easier for you to move through the world with no conscience. You know what I mean? And listen, we got photos of them hanging us and our baby feeding our. Do you think a black? Let me speak for my people. No, not speak for my people. Let me speak of my people, about my people. Do you think black Americans could throw babies from other human race groups to alligators? Do you think we could do that?
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. So that's it. I rest my case there. We don't even have, that's not in our souls to do that. So imagine us throwing any other group that's not ours, throwing their babies to alligators and calling it gator bait. We don't have that in us. We're God's chosen people. We're just misbehaving. That's it.
I think we just, from the evidence, it says we're just cursed temporarily, and we haven't even been cursed that long, considering, retrospectively speaking, the amount of time that we had to rule. You know, the Europeans only had a small fraction amount of time, and this is evidence and factual. Even like the so-called Mexicans today didn't even exist 500 years ago, and that's facts because the Incans and the Aztecs was in Mexico, and we know those are all dark people. You know, and if
Uh-huh.
you ask a Mexican today, what's your origin? They can't even identify. They don't know. They'll tell you, oh, they say we come from the Incans, or they say we come from the Mayans. Like, okay, which one? You don't know? You know what I mean? So, but I said that to say this. They only had a small period of time because if you go back and look on like a lot of the middle, not middle age stones, but the ancient stones or the hieroglyphics and stuff like that, you didn't even see any pale face. So what does that mean? You didn't even exist. And if you check the timeline, you know, so they only had a little bit amount of time, you know, and that's because we were cursed. And these
Uh-huh.
are all in ancient documents, and they know, they fully aware that their time is gonna end, which
But
is
it's
we're living
hard,
in those times
right? It's
now.
hard to give up power. That's what
Yeah, and they're not going
yeah.
out without a fight. Can you
There
blame
you
them?
go. It's that simple. If we could
Even
wrap
though
our
they know
mind
you're
around
getting
that, we'll
whipped.
be all right. They're not
Hey,
going. Their history tells us they're not going out without a
right.
fight. So what should we be doing?
Correct.
Thank you.
Correct.
Right.
Allow nature to happen
There you go.
like how it always has.
We're not gonna have to lift a finger. If you're a true believer and you truly connected to the Most High, to the universe,
Right.
the hurricanes, the forces of nature, all that's gonna deal with that.
Well, just like we was cursed and we were allowed to destroy ourselves, that same thing that's going to happen to them. They're going to destroy themselves. They already set
It's
themselves up. We
happening.
gave them the rope to hang
Really, all we got
themselves
to do
with
is
it.
stay out of the way. You're right.
Exactly. We gave you the rope. Once they realized everything, when it unravels and reveal itself, they're going to realize we gave you the rope to hang yourself with. That's why they running right now, digging caves. What the fuck are you digging caves for? What you digging
Yeah.
bunkers? What are you running from?
Yeah.
What the fuck are you running? You think you're going to be safe underground? You think
Plant-based
you
curse on plant-based man said who placed the curse on?
say what?
Disobedience.
No, he said who placed the curse
Well, they say Inky and whatever his brother name is. I mean, from the information that's out there in like a lot of textbooks and stuff. But when you talking about like
That's
uh
Anunnaki.
the Anunnakis, right?
Right.
They said, you know how like a airplane, where we get airplanes from, is just a cousin of a spaceship.
Correct. Right.
You know what I mean? So one is
We're
used to go travel from country to country, and the other one is used to travel from planet to planet, cosmo to
right.
cosmo. So, long story short, from the information that's out there, even written in a lot of the documents that they try to conceal and destroy, they know that mothership is coming back.
Uh-huh.
And
It's
just like
here.
we, yeah,
I'm
I
sorry.
know,
Sorry.
and
Yeah.
it could be. I don't know that much
No, it ain't no
information.
could be, Cairo. The mothership comes to our solar system all the time. And it releases, the Pentagon has admitted this out of all people. So I feel confident speaking about it because I've been knowing about this stuff since middle school. But if you don't, we didn't have iPhones and smartphones back then to
Right.
catch a UAP. They call them UAPs now in the sky to say, hey, check this out.
So you would look more crazy talking about you believe in the mother plane and baby wheels. But in 2026, almost every government in the world had, the only reason the United States was holding out because the United States is what? The global superpower. So that's like the bully admitting that no, it's actually a guy around the corner bigger and badder than me. We can't even keep up with
Right.
him. So
Right.
that's what
Correct.
so what happened was the Navy pilots got tired of being made fun of. This is all documented, y'all. I wouldn't speak about it if it wasn't. And they actually clocked some of them things one day, and that blew the lid off the US case, and they went ahead and came out and said, okay, these things are real. So now the question becomes, who's flying them motherfucking thing? And they
Right.
know it's our energetic ancestors.
Right.
I
Correct.
see the key word, energetic ancestors. Because flesh can't fly that fast. Flesh would disintegrate. So those things are like beings of light. Imagine you could travel at the speed of light if you are light.
Right. It's energy.
It's thanks, Cairo. It's
Yeah, it's
energy. So you're
energy.
traveling at the speed of light because you're energetic beings
Right.
that's going through portals and them
Right.
shit
That's
going to water and
correct.
everything.
Right.
And they
Yes.
don't want the world to find out. Pardon my language, y'all. They don't want the world to find out that some niggas is operating the motherfucking flying saucers.
But they know. So just
Of
like how
course they
we have
know.
the Akasha
Yeah.
record stored in our DNA, in which you was talking about memory form, Caucasian people have the same thing. They
Mhm.
know. Every time they look at you and they look at me, they're fully aware. Like they're not naive now. They play psychological games because they know
That's how
that
they stay in power, right?
yeah, they every morning they step outside and they look at you. They know. Don't think they don't. They know.
Right.
You know, why do you think they fight so hard to be you?
But if the universe is going to deal with them, how much lifetime should we? You know what I mean? Well, like if you know somebody, it's like a bully storming through your neighborhood and getting the best of somebody. You know, at some point that bully gonna meet his match. It might not be in your neighborhood, but as that bully make his way around, somebody gonna stand up to that bully and give that bully what he deserves.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
I'm still here, bro. I'm just in there letting them have it.
Now, I mean,
Yeah.
I agree with everything you said. Like you said that, I agree with 98% of everything. Well, the statements, that you just made, like I agree.
But
But
what
I
I was
just
asking them is,
you say what, Jamie?
I was saying, but what I was asking basically, and I think if they were the minority, we were the majority, what do you think would be their fate?
I think it doesn't matter, my opinion, if we
It
are right
doesn't.
now
The
the
universe gonna deal
majority
with
or
it. Yeah.
not.
They are the mighty. You asking us to answer a make believe question when the truth is what's wrong with
He
the
said
truth?
make believe. Lord have mercy.
Why do we,
Oh
if we got the
Lord.
truth right
He
here?
said
Why
make
the truth
believe.
is they're not the global majority. So
This
they're
shit
the
is funny.
right.
He
All right,
gonna
so
say a make believe. Lord, that took me out.
yeah,
Make
my brain.
believe.
I got to rewire my brain to answer that because the truth is they're the global minority, and the universe is already dealing with. They're
Right.
we've extended
Right.
so many
Right.
olive
Right.
branches.
Right. Right.
Let
Right.
me go
You're
ahead and
so
get my
right
answer.
about that.
Y'all talking.
Okay.
Anyways, I think the reason for Elon saying that and stuff like that for first and foremost is similar to what Dr. Umar said. The reason why they're so concerned about this and they fight so hard not to become the so-called minority, even though they know they are the minority, they're not here in America. You say it's the global superpower. Um, they're afraid that we're going to do to them what they did. That's what it is. They know exactly what they did, and they're afraid. So, I guess after saying that, do y'all believe? And I think you kind of already touched on. We would even attempt to do some of the back to them.
Why do we have to do anything to them? What do white people have that black people actually want? Nothing. Who really nothing. I mean, I don't go outside and say, oh, I want to be white. It's nothing about them that I want.
Well,
Usually
the control of being able to freely do things that you desire, do things the way you want to.
if we get listen, Jamie, this planet is ours. We just have to get rid of them.
I
Everything on this planet is ours.
understand that.
Everything.
But they're still not answering what I'm saying. It's like, we let's be real. I think if we was to survey all of the blacks, let's just say Black American blacks here in America,
Okay.
if you was to survey them and say, you want to have control over our own, or we want to have control over something, like something that they have that we don't.
Okay.
We would say, man, I want to be able to freely do whatever we want, like truly have freedom. If I want to go get my own house, so not have y'all trying to control stuff like doing systematic racism and shit like that. You would want to remove shit like that so that we can
Right.
be free to do have our Black Wall Street if we want to, and y'all not be able to destroy this shit. Always interfering with everything that we're trying to do.
So what does that mean, right? And that's what we have to ask our question is because they cheat. So if ever a player resort to cheating, that means he feels like his opponent is better,
Yes.
right? So they're
Right.
throwing all these obstacles in our way. Why? Because they
Here-
know
they
we're
know.
better.
So here's what happened the first time. We can actually use real history. Before we sent them to the Caucasus Mountains. So this is this history class. Now, Talia, you still there? You're not getting bored, are you? Talia done went to the bathroom, the kitchen. So let me squeeze this in real quick before she get back. In Saudi Arabia, what we call
Wait, there
modern
she
day
goes.
Saudi
She's
Arabia.
here.
All right, cool. I'm gonna be real quick, Talia. So in modern day, what we call Saudi Arabia, after Black people caught leprosy, y'all know what leprosy is when you lose your connection to the sun. Here's how we handled them. We sent them to the Caucasus Mountains. You see what I'm saying? And then after the Ice Age, they came out, and now we have today. So that's on world record of showing how we would handle them. We didn't slaughter them. We say, you know what, you guys are not really fit to be in our civilization. We have a geography. We didn't even slaughter them. We could have. We said, here's a geography called the Caucasus Mountains that we're going to send you guys into. They went because they had already lost their because we didn't remember leprosy, if I'm not mistaken, we might have to fact check this, could be contagious. So once you catch leprosy, you're usually isolated from civilization. And it was a whole group of them. You send them into the Caucasus Mountains, they multiply, they come back out. We see what we have today. And they, because of their disconnect from the sun, they don't have the conscience we have. Because I'm giving y'all the receipts of what we did the first time. We put them somewhere. We didn't get rid of them.
And what year was this?
This is prior to the Ice Age.
So what about DNA? Because you forget we have totally two
There's
different types of
6,000
DNA.
years old. The blue eye. That's why I love science. Because science, you can measure and prove what you're talking about. So
That's
blue
why I'm
eye
asking you
color,
a scientific question. DNA. They have Neanderthal DNA.
Yes.
So how did that form?
I think that's
So how did they go from sending them because they lost leprosy, right? They had came in contact with leprosy and it was contagious and we didn't want it to spread. So we tried to conceal it and sent them off to the Caucasus Mountains.
Yes.
How do your DNA change?
Because you know what they was doing in the Caucasus Mountains? You trying to get us flagged, Cairo, but I'm gonna tell you if you want to know. So you know what they was doing in the Caucasus Mountains?
Having sex with animals?
Thank you. So you do
Oh,
know.
Lord.
So there's your DNA.
Lord have mercy.
So,
God damn.
Anyone ever read the destruction of Black civilization?
Yeah, I actually got
I
that
haven't
book back
done
and forth. I just looked at that book.
Okay.
In my nephew's closet. Yeah.
I think that you did because you kind of was touching on some of the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
As well.
I grew up on that stuff, y'all. You got it. Yeah.
So yeah, I got that book downloaded on my laptop.
Yeah, it's a powerful book.
But
I was surprised to see my nephew was still holding on to it. I was just looking at that book. It's a white cover with the red and black on both sides of the front cover. Talia, you back?
Yeah, I am.
We
So
haven't heard
exactly where we are. Huh?
We haven't heard Talia's opinion.
I don't have nothing to add. I agree with Todd.
Traumatized from the booty hole conversation.
And somebody took it back to the booty hole. That's for real. Oh man. So that's what. So yeah, they refuse to accept salvation. To be honest with you, they're rather think about this. The president created the Space Force. Y'all know what that means? That means we're going to go to war with these things that are light years ahead of us. Think about how arrogant that attitude is.
Right.
But it also shows their
Right.
yeah, it's like
Their ignorance.
that's bold. Now, yeah, ignorance, arrogance, all that.
You're right about that. They really think they're going to go to war with something that create them and put them in this position because we were cursed temporarily. That's what I mean earlier when I went back to say when they realized we gave them the rope to hang themselves with.
And when they got in power, we have a whole history to show how they treated us when they was in power. So it's just time's up for that. And hey, I'm focused on my family, friends, community, and stuff like that. Whatever the universe see fit, that's that.
They're about to get their ass tore up. I want front row seats. I want front row seats. And I anybody who try to show any sympathy, any remorse, you gotta go with them. Bitch, you
Right.
going to. Go
Right
ahead.
on.
Ain't no more of that. Don't do this. No, you got to go too.
That's right.
You got to go too. We need that energy off this planet.
Straight up.
Well, like I said, Kyra, we know you're not biblical, but that's in the Bible too. It says the time is coming.
That's right.
They gotta get there.
Right.
Wait, I can't hear you. You too far away from the phone.
I was saying that it says that I know you're not biblical, but it says it in the Bible that their time have to come too.
I can't wait.
Yeah, we all can't wait. But that's what the Messiah. So when the Messiah comes, the Messiah, remember, it's a military Messiah. So the Messiah going to have his soldiers and warriors to set the world in place. And then the New World Order is going to flourish from New Jerusalem. And it's going to be peace on earth under one government. That's why the evil empire is trying to beat the righteous government to it. I sent you that link where they was as we speak, the United States is blocking the rest of the world from their version of the New World Order.
Yep.
Now, as Black Americans, we got to think about this because we're like, you know what? We know, the evil empire we're under, but at least we know this shit. Imagine that shit falling in somebody else's hands. Like, we know how to fight the devil we currently under is what I'm trying to say. So until the Messiah come, why would you want world power in another nation's hand? Like, we don't understand China the way we understand US. I hope that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So it's like everybody in this world is afraid of the great Satan right here in the United States, except niggas in the United States. When shit go crazy, who you see rising up in the streets? And it's us up against the great Satan. And that's why when other people ready to rise up, they look to us to come out there and help them because we've set demonstrations already.
And that's why we shouldn't help. And that's my point. I was saying earlier, you're going to have some Negroes, so-called Negroes, that's going to be getting out there trying to show sympathy and spare mercy, just like on that movie, that AI movie I sent Jamie. When people talk about, no, this is my girlfriend or this is my husband, I think they should go too. Okay, if that's your girlfriend or husband, right. we chasing them in them caves, you go in there and live with them.
You go in them caves with them. That's right. Yep. Right. So we have a history of how we treated them when we was in power. The whole Saudi Arabia, the whole Middle East was us. And then those people caught leprosy. They lost the sun in their skin. We drove them to the Caucasus Mountains across the burning sands. If y'all know anything about sororities and all that, fraternities and sororities, that's where that come from. Well, you have to cross the burning sands to join a fraternity. Remember, it's Greek fraternities.
To help me with that.
Okay, but what about the Darwin theory? And what about the Anunnaki that transformed the DNA, though? You forgetting about that one thing. Whenever you go to the Masonic temple, you always, and that's the Darwin theory. Any Masonic temple you go to, anything has to do with Freemasonry, you're going to always see that one Anunnaki. I don't know his name. I'm pretty confident he has one, but I don't know it. He always has that staff and is pointing to the Neanderthal and is manipulating his DNA, transforming him from animal to man.
The thing with the sword under their neck. Yeah, that's to keep the secret. And I'm definitely not going there, Cairo. You trying to get some people to come see me. But
listen, that's why them bitches be cheating me too, because they know I
know. You talking about that emblem with the sword under the Neanderthal's neck, right?
No, I'm talking about that. It's like a
Said pointing to the.
remember whenever you go to a Masonic temple, and I don't even know they got shit all around, but people don't know about like figurative stuff. But I do. I study a little figurative stuff or whatever, right? So anyway, when you go to the Masonic temple, you'll always see the Anunnaki, and he has his staff. It's the Darwin theory. If you just Google the Darwin theory, you'll see what I'm talking about. He'll have the staff pointing, and this is the European. They don't have like they have to share this information. This is one thing that they cannot hide, that this is their origin. When you see the Neanderthal, I mean the Anunnaki, and he's obviously black because his hair is knotted in his dreads and he have on a linen with the staff.
Right.
And you see him, and this is when what's it so called today? You said the so-called Saudi Arabia. Before it was called Mesopotamia or some shit
Yeah,
like that.
Mesopotamia. There you go,
Yeah, it
Mesopotamia.
was called
Yeah.
Mesopotamia, and that was like hundreds of thousand years when the Anunnakis landed there, you know. But they'll show you with the Anunnaki, he's pointing that staff towards the ape and manipulating the DNA because you see the DNA symbol that's emanating from that staff heading towards the Neanderthal. And then you see the Neanderthal through evolution slowly transforming from Neanderthal to a man. And it's usually a white man
There you go.
coming out of the cave.
There you go. We just we all on the same page, right? We just all went through that coming out of the cave.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Because you always see that. That's, you know what I mean?
You were saying something about the Greek mythology. A lot of people don't know that when they play it.
oh yeah. This stuff it comes from That's why I tell like I don't even understand it. All it was because the people who's behind it is the watch out. They all got their own branch.
Okay, I know that.
I can't remember who's over who, but like theirs is the alpha. Like this, I mean, this is me. Like I said, I don't know whose is who right now. I don't know what I'm talking about. Just for the sake of Rothschild and Rockefellers could be
The betas or
the
sigmas and shit.
Shit is. That's basically their way of spreading it with getting the black people involved.
Yeah.
They always do that.
Oh yeah.
They can manipulate you into doing things satanic and you don't even know it.
Exactly. That's right. That emotional force. They like to use our emotional energy and direct the force in the direction they want.
Exactly. We are the characters. We
right.
We doing it.
The world. Yeah. Sure.
Like before we get out of here, you remember that 6-7 thing, right?
Yeah.
I talked about that. It's the same with that. It's crazy how calculated these people are. They have made a rap. He put it in their song, and then after that, like they did a ritual, and I don't know if it was but it was the kid do it in the camp. And after that, it started spreading like wow. Everybody.
Yeah, I heard about
and then you see a bunch of little kids every time they see the number 6-7 or hear somebody say 6-7, they do it, and then they do that little gesture that they do every time. It's so crazy. It goes so deep that if you type right now, if you type the words, the number 6-7 in Google, it's gonna do the gesture I'm talking about.
That's influence. Yeah.
It is so crazy. The moment I seen how the kids were doing that,
so the number 6 and 7.
Just type in 6-7. You're gonna see it do this.
No space, like
no
60.
space. Just type in 6-7. Hit that.
So here we go.
Yours didn't do it.
Put the hyphen in between it. The meme. So it did do it because it's talking about that meme you talking about. Put it.
No.
That ain't it.
No, it should have did like a gesture. Yours didn't do it. Maybe it's.
This the 11. This the iPhone 11. Here we. That's not it. The 6-7 thing. The meme.
Yeah, but no, it should. Your screen.
Oh, you saying the screen?
Look at my. I can do it online.
It's probably
That's right. Yeah, it might be. Have to do it.
Yeah.
See this? Oh, they changed it. You don't do it no more.
Well, I wanted to tell you about that.
Yeah,
Whenever stuff come out and is knowledge, they'll change it. They'll
No,
change it
it's
quick.
still
it
bad.
still did. It just did. I saw it. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It is crazy. In the moment, I found out.
What's the numerology behind? Anybody into numerology?
I know a little bit about
Crazy.
numerology, but you need other numbers though. You need a few more numbers.
Equals the same as say
13?
or something like that. The numbers. It's a dude that I know. He specializes. Let me go to it.
Because 6, 7 is 13.
Because he knows the sign.
You got Friday the 13th.
Matter of fact, I downloaded. Hold on.
I know Friday the 13th.
And they don't have 13 floor elevators. No elevators have a 13th floor. So it's definitely something about the number 13.
Give me a second.
I never got that deep into it, but yeah, it's
And then remember at first it was 13 days of the month, but they took one out and made it 12. Remember that? Retrospectively speaking, it was originally 13.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Even the Pentagon, when y'all was talking about the Pentagon, like how you say a black man is responsible for designing all of that. And they have a monument there. When you go to Washington, D.C., the man who actually designed the whole Washington, D.C., it's a monument erected in his honor. But when you look at it, it looked like Dr. Martin Luther King. You would have to read like his name and, stuff like that. But it's there. Like they know when you be trying to they trying to keep shit, no, they know.
Yeah, they struggle is going to be releasing power. And the choice, y'all, hey, let's see if this age well. Their choice is going to be, do you want to join humanity or do you want to carry on trying to keep humanity under your foot? And if they choose to stay on top, the universe is going to deal with it.
The
I
only
mean,
power Caucasian people
whether the
has.
person go to church or not, when we say the Lord's Prayer, a part of the prayer says heaven on earth. So there you go, right there. Like there's supposed to be at some point heaven on earth, which means whoever is blocking heaven has to go.
But you got to look at things from white people perspective, right? And then it is kind of fucked up for them too. Let's look at it from their perspective. Now they was cast off. They have animal DNA, right? The sun burns them up. They can't go 3 days without washing their hair. They're gonna catch fucking lice, parasites. Nature is naturally trying to attack them. Then you forced to live around people that's everything that you want to be. And you're nothing like that. So you have to really look at it from their perspective and see why they hate you so much. We got to
Here's
stop looking at it from our perspective. You
when
think
you look
that
at
I want.
all right,
Go
so let's
ahead.
do what you said. Let's look at it from their perspective.
Hmm.
And what they see are their two options. Damn, in order for us to get sun back in our skin, their daughters have to go lay down with Jamal and Lakeisha. And they don't want to
But
go
that's
through that
not
portal.
him. That's not me. That's my grandson. I don't have sun in my goddamn skin. The sun's still burning me up. I gotta wash my hair. The flea's gonna attack me.
The arrogant part is they don't see that's their most pure connection back to the sun. You see what I'm saying? So, but them looking down on us, they're like, ain't no way in the hell we about to go procreate with our slaves just so we could be connected. Think about how arrogant that is. Like it's so easy to put sun back in your skin just by procreating with somebody who has sun in their skin.
But that's how they procreated with us from the very beginning. The only two people were here first,
They've
and this is factual.
only been on the planet 6,000 years, Cairo.
Yeah, but it was them first. They was in them caves when we were here. When they came out and we started to breed with them, that's how you have today the Chinese man. That's how you have the Mexican. That's how you have the Arab. That's how you have the Dominicans from Afro-Americans, so-called Afro-Americans or African descent, however you want to classify us, with the European race. That's how every other race is today, from the mixture of us two.
And which human race group is classified under albinism?
I didn't even
That's
know they had a classification
what,
under albinism.
that's on Wikipedia. I feel comfortable saying that because you can look that up on Wikipedia. It's called, when you don't have pigmentation, it's considered a condition of albinism. So when you normalize albinism, we get what we got today. You got a people operating under a sick, literally like a medically sick condition, because albinism is not everybody's supposed to have some layer of melanin in their skin. So you have
Yeah,
people.
but remember scientists did that study in it. I don't even know if you saw that. It was a documentary on it where albinism is completely the DNA with people that have albinism is not the same DNA as European people. That's what they was argument. They have two totally different DNAs because you have people that have albinism and they still have coarse hair.
Yeah, no, you're right.
You know what I mean? Then you have
Yeah,
some people that have albinism and they both of their parents could have been black, but they have straight hair.
right.
So that shit is ambiguous. That's the only thing that I hate about the universe and what's going on is too fucking ambiguous. So it's like, how do we determine this shit?
So you telling me 6,000 years is not long enough to look at it from their perspective? That's how
I'm
long they've
just
been
saying
raising
for
hair.
realistically,
You saying we can look at it through their lens,
no,
and we got 6,000
realistically,
years of
we
what
got to be fair now. Realistically, we have to look at it from their perspective because listen, we're not jealous people because we were born naturally with everything, all of the talents, all of the features, all of the strength, naturally dominant, naturally. That's not them. So I don't worked around females that had low self-esteem and insecurities. Those the worst bitches to be around because
Mhm.
naturally they're gonna attack you because they're
Eventually,
jealous.
right, right.
Because they
That's a
see you
dangerous
getting all the
spirit to be
attention.
around.
Them
Too.
bitches want attention too. They ain't getting it. They don't like that.
Right.
They hate what they see. And I hate working around females like that. I love walking around females that's confident and attractive too. Cause they like, bitch, I'm pretty too. I'm attractive. I'm confident. I ain't worrying. Do your thing. I'm doing mine. So you got to look at it from a person perspective with low fucking self-esteem. And these some people, white people don't like themselves. They hate what they see when they look in the mirror. Trust me. I don't know if y'all watch
But
Botch.
that's what I wanted to ask you, Cairo. If they have the option to come through us, if they hate what they see, and you can get rid of that lice simply by coming through us, and they choose not to, what do you call that?
They not choosing not to.
What's their
Them
choice?
people not choosing not to. You
What
know
do
how
they
many
choose?
naturally, I don't know, naturally, the European race are naturally attracted to the black race. Naturally. That's
See, there's
factual,
absolutely.
especially if you're in
That's
your
my
natural
point.
element.
My point is the two options, unless y'all
Okay.
can add a third one, is you either join the human family or the universe gonna deal with you. And we'll leave
But
that
you
up for the
can't,
most part.
okay, I'm just saying like this, right? That's like, let's just like put ourselves for 1 minute because it's only fair. Just look at it from their perspective. I'm not saying their behavior, I'm not supporting their behavior. I'm not. I'm just saying, looking at from their perspective, if I was a white person, I would be angry fucking too. Because if I'm a white person, let's just use this as an example. I'm a white female, right? My hair is straight. I'm basic. I have no lips, no ass, no body, none of this. Then I'm looking at these black females. They have all of the curves. They have this coarse, beautiful fucking hair, these nice full lips. They have rhythm. They have all this just naturally. Something that I don't have. That's gonna make me more insecure, more jealous, and want to get rid of them. Cause I'm like, why the fuck God created? Why I'm ugly? Why I don't look like that? You know what I mean? Why? So I'm
So you
looking
just
at it from
answered
this.
your own question.
Yeah, I'm looking at it from their perspective. That's what I'm
Right.
telling you. That's why I understand
So
why the
so
motherfuckers
so
going around raping,
the
running, and
richest
killing. They mad.
the, all right, so the segment we're discussing right now, the richest white person on earth just gave you their perspective.
What they see? What he see?
You weren't even listening.
I was listening when you say something about they about to be the majority. But what else did he see?
The richest white person on earth just put out a tweet to the world that consists of 8 billion people.
What he see?
That you want to read the quote again, Jamie? I can't remember the quote, Bob.
Read the quote for me. Cause y'all know I was in here pedicure. I'm doing my husband
Yeah,
feet.
you
I'm
said,
being
yeah,
the
you must
wife.
have tapped out
I'm
on
in here
that part.
grooming
That's
him
what the
up.
whole segment was about. So we just spinning our wheels. Yeah, so that explained it. That's the perspective. I mean, what? So who perspective is better than his right now? As
Well,
of
what did he say? Can y'all enlighten me
he
real
about, yeah, he
fast?
about, yeah, he about to pull it up now. But that's what the whole segment was about.
Because a
And you
white person
got,
ain't gonna come out and tell you. They ain't gonna be truthful. You think a motherfucker that's jealous and hate themselves gonna really tell
I'm
you I
not
hate
thinking
what I
about
see
him at
when I look in the
all. And I
mirror?
give credit to the most honorable
Nobody's
Elijah
gonna tell you
Muhammad for
they don't
that.
like what they see.
I
Nobody's
was
gonna
taught
tell you
at a
they
young
hate what
age,
they
don't
see when
treat
they
them
look
like
in
the
the mirror.
referees. That's all they are. They're the referees to our world. And I grew up
What
with
do?
that
Okay,
for real.
y'all
I don't
please
even
can
talk
I?
about white people. I'm doing this because it's a topic of the show. I don't even talk
Right,
about them like this. So
right.
if you're talking about self-esteem and confidence, I don't even talk about them.
Wait, what he say? What did he say? I can't hear you.
If white men become a minority, we will be slaughter.
So there's your looking through their thanks, Jamie. So
There would
that's
be
why.
slaughter. Who gonna slaughter him?
Who cares? I mean,
Remember, if non-whites openly hate white men while white men hold a collective majority, then
They probably will.
1,000 times more hostile and
I
cruel
agree.
when they are majority over white.
Right. I agree with him. I agree with him 101%.
but
And I'm looking.
remember, so I'm kind of repeating myself. Remember earlier
The
we
last part, white solidarity is the only way to survive.
there you go, Kyle.
He's right. He's right about that. That man absolutely right. That's a true statement that he's making, and I'm seeing it from his perspective. I under why, because I remember somebody told me, this black dude. He said, "I know why Mexicans be hating niggas so much." He said, "I remember we used to be practicing by knocking them out." You know what I mean? So, and you think about it, you like, damn, if the white men do become the minority, black people are
They're
naturally,
already
the
the
dominant.
so Elon Jedi mind trick is working already because he already got y'all saying if they're the minority as we speak.
Okay, let's say they the minority already as we speak, but they have
They
so much
are.
fucking power that it doesn't matter.
And that's what there you go. Now you talking. Now you
He
talking.
said, he
The power, yeah. You
should
absolutely
have said
right.
we lose power. That's what that bitch should have
Yeah,
said.
so that's basically what he's here. That's the dog whistle he's blowing to his fellow white men. We must protect world power at
They
all
done.
costs.
They
And it
done.
goes back to the Valhalla thing. What you think so you think they're going out in the praise of glory or a blaze of
Fuck
glory?
no. Hell no.
There you go.
Would you? Fuck no. I don't blame them. That's why I say them bitches came out them caves. Somebody said they came out them caves throwing rocks and they've been cutting up ever since. You gotta respect they gangster. Like, I ain't gonna lie, them bitches
And
said we
that's
gonna
their
make
point of view.
y'all
Right.
feel it.
We have a whole timeline to see their point of view.
We gonna make y'all feel it. And when we go back in them caves, we still gonna cut up.
And they
Y'all gonna be
going
chasing
out
us
in
back in
the
them bitches, but we still gonna be fighting.
right. They going out in the blaze of glory.
Them bitches going out there and play. They don't give a fuck. All right, I respect you, white man. They was cutting up.
Yeah, I was just
Paying
taught at a
niggas.
young age, how we got in the condition we in. And I moved through this world looking at them like the referees of the world we live in. So if you ever played a sport, football, basketball, you really don't pay attention to the referee until they blow the whistle. So I'm just sharing my psychology to the world because it ain't just you, me, Jamie, and Talia. I'm saying this to the whole world, whether they listen now or later. That's the psychology I moved through this world in because I was taught that at a young age, middle school. Here, this group of people did this, that, and the third. This is why we're in the condition we're in. If you don't have to deal with them, don't deal with them. And I'm 40 some years old, and I've lived my whole life since middle school, and I don't have no regrets. I can't speak for nobody else's confidence or self-esteem. Yeah, so I don't even waste time talking about
My
that.
only
I
thing
do
with
have it now.
Caucasian people is I never like what I notice about them is psychology behind it. Right? Like I grew up in the South, so naturally we didn't really fuck with white people like that. You know what I mean? We mess with our own. But like I told people when I migrated to California, like it was like diversity, but my experience with them is like they're very similar. if you their culture is very similar to black culture. That's the weird part about it that people really don't know. Like if you have like white friends, like once you get to know them, they behavior,
They are. That's a fact.
yeah, they just very much.
That's a fact.
The
That's a fact.
only thing,
More than any other culture.
yeah, that's big facts.
That's a
The
big
only
fact.
thing with them is
Anybody in the chat disagree with that? Let me know.
Well, we were programmed by them. When we came out of slavery, they programmed us into their national culture. It's called assimilation. So it makes sense that we would behave similar. We share the same national culture.
no, but I'm not talking about anything bad. I'm talking about good. It's all good. Like I'm talking about the good qualities. Nothing like this shit is that I'm talking about for is like how they behave like us. Everything is good. Like if you have it's like having a black friend, but it's just that one little thing that they lack, and I think it's like a, a complete soul. That's the only thing that they lack is that complete soul.
Right. So there you go. So if they don't have a soul, what are we talking about? How can you save a soul in a person that don't have one?
But then you got some white people. That's why I'm telling you. Remember, I said it's ambiguous, and this is the irony of it. You got some white people that they don't have that same venomous spirit. You know, it's like you have two different type of white people. You have some that's just naturally because they were taught to be venomous, and you have that other percent. They're not like that. They want world peace too. They want to coexist. But my experience is, you dealt with so many fucked up ones, you condition your conscious to see all of them like that, and they're not like that. And that's why, it's the same thing with us. When we like, y'all shouldn't judge us upon how all these other black people are, but we do that to them all the fucking time. And we still do. That's what I'm saying. That's just the irony of it, you know?
We definitely share the same national culture. So yeah, you can't get around that. The Africans pretty much call us black white people. You guys are white people with dark skin. That's pretty much
And
how
they the main
Africans.
white motherfuckers. So I don't know how they talking about, because when it comes to that stuff, they don't even want to get me started them.
And it don't matter what your complexion is. They look at Barack. They say when Barack took Michelle to Africa, they was calling her a white girl. And
Remember
we
that?
all
Whoever
know
saw that
Michelle is
movie
dark.
Sugar Hill? You saw that movie Sugar Hill when dude made that comment, and that's when Romello beat the fuck out him.
Yeah.
And when he said, what was that comment he made to Romello? And Romello kept saying, what is a waka? Or something, he kept calling us that African. And he was like,
Yeah, and this I get
a
right.
cotton.
Whatever the word is. I get flagged as being arrogant when I say stuff like this. If we're the most influential human race group in the world, and I'm gonna go on the record and say we are. Do y'all agree with me?
I agree.
Why do we give a fuck about whoever in second, third, fourth, fifth place? Why do we only a low self-esteem cares about it? If we're I'm gonna say this again in English, if we're the most influential group, not if we are the most influential group, our challenge is changing our influence from negative to positive. You don't hear winners talking about second, third, fourth place. They get the championship and they live like champions. They live
Because
like
they're in first place.
right. They live like they're in first place.
But we not in first
If
place.
St. Paul win the Louisiana State title game in New Orleans, they're not talking about who came in third, fourth, fifth place. I'm just giving you a local example. So we're the most influential people. We should be focusing on what are we going to do with our influence.
Because we're colonized and we're docile and we're conditioned. So even though, like Kanye West said it the most, he said, we're the ones chosen in this white man world. And
Well, if
whatever
we're
song that was, he
chosen, why
made.
are we listening to people that's not chosen? That's the part
Because
I
they
struggle
have
with.
control, they have power, and we are fucking colonized. You said that earlier, and we're docile.
Well, we also give them that to them.
That's true too.
Because that's what I be saying. Like, bro, if
That's true. That's
we
factual.
gotta fight each other about stupid shit.
That's
It
true
doesn't matter.
too. That's true too.
But because we're the best, and this is not a disagreement with you, Jamie. We love a good disagreement every now and then. But because we're the best, we have to compete with each other to compete with the best, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but because we've proven to be the best in anything we get in, you're going to show when it comes to, let's use boxing. It took another Black American boxer to fight a Mike Tyson or a Joe Louis, or because look what he was doing to the other people. Look what we were doing to the other people. So you didn't get that heavyweight champion fight. Yeah.
You know, Larry Bird's time. When Larry Bird used to play, he played with all black people.
Mhm.
So when he got to the NBA, and certain times a coach would have a white guy on him, he used to go up to them and say, "Y'all disrespect. You got this white guy over here." He used to say that shit.
You got to feel it. We've proven in every walk of life that we're dominant. The question, so it's Cairo. It's not like Cairo is saying, no, we need to consider. No, we need to keep doing what the Creator chose us to do, leading by example, and hopefully, prayerfully, it's a good example. Talia, you fell asleep on us? Talia got this. We done bored her with this. We went too long on that, but it's all. Yeah, let's focus on that part. Yes.
you rather to shuck and jive for attention that build the infrastructure quietly behind it. Then I guess he meant then to build the infrastructure quietly.
Shit, I'm tired of being attacked by the
Now
motherfuckers.
I pray our young boys and girls get installed with the confidence that my elders and OGs put in me, because I feel sorry for people that got to go through this world not knowing who they are and how to carry themselves. That it almost made me feel bad that I got to be in the world with people who don't understand that.
Well, we play
And you,
defense. We have to play defense while they play fucking offense. How you gonna escape that? I know I'm constantly playing defense with them motherfuckers because I don't want them close to me. Every time they come, I just be like, "Ooh, let me hit the bench."
and I say that respectfully. I only deal with them when I have to.
I don't know about you, I'm on offense.
Yeah. yeah. Hey, I'm with you on that. Yeah, we on offense. I
Well,
play
that's y'all.
offense.
I'll be running away from their
Yeah.
ass. Let me get the fuck. I don't want to be around them. Them
And I
people
say
negative.
that, but no, I hope if any of them listening, I hope they're not offended. I'm just saying I was taught this and I don't regret how I was indoctrinated. I think I was taught right. Like, look at what these people have done to your people who look like you. Why would you want to associate with them? So I
That's true
only
because I
associate
told
with
you
the
we
ones who come
colonized.
around me, and not too many come around me.
Look at my boyfriend. He's half Neanderthal, half black. I'm colonized too. Yeah, we're all colonized.
You
And
said, yeah,
I
what,
under scrutiny all the time for that. You know how many times I done got jumped in LA for my boyfriend being half Neanderthal, half black? We done got jumped many a times. So many times. To where I was like, fuck, we can't go in this area.
what areas, what parts of LA did that happen?
Oh Lord. One
South
time
LA?
we one time we was in downtown LA. I
Damn.
was getting on the elevator and this black dude, him and his girlfriend was on the elevator and he looked at me and he looked at Yaki and then immediately he went off on Yaki. He was like, nigga, watch where the fuck you going. And I already knew what it was because we used to it. Like we get attacked
Yeah.
so much. So we didn't really say anything, you know what I mean?
Is it better in New York?
It's way better in New York
Well,
because
there
you
you
gotta
go. Hey,
remember,
congratulations. Y'all live
yeah,
happily ever after. I mean, fight for
it's a
your
gang
love.
of
Yeah.
it's a gang of Dominicans, but what I'm saying is, make a long story short, we're colonized. And you know, people be like, "Oh, I'm not this and I'm not that." Man, if we wasn't, we wouldn't be here held hostage in fucking America.
I mean, people got passports. Solo is in Ghana right now. We stay here because, speaking for myself, I don't like to be that far from my family. I'm 3,000 miles away from my family now. So hell yeah, East Coast to West Coast.
Traveling, like, okay, I travel. We all left out the country, but traveling, going somewhere, building a foundation, that's completely
Yeah,
different.
I mean, it's like hot twos, but just rounding up to 3,000. Yeah. I mean, most people say that. New Yorkers say that too, like it's 3,000 miles. I say that. But yeah, Cairo, that's all we say. My thing is, hey, if I'm the quarterback of the team, I'm like, yo, we're winning. We got the best record. Let's keep leading by example. I've asked champions this. Do y'all study the teams that are not the champion? Like, no, we're too busy being the champions. If y'all want our attention, beat us at what we're good at. And I think that's how we should move as a people.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
And a
like you
lot of
said,
us
you like
are.
to use the animal kingdom, right? So, and you say you always like to refer, to the animal kingdom. So,
Mhm.
tell that to the elephants when them fucking lions get hungry.
Yeah, but who wasn't it you that said the elephants are the king of the jungle? I'm
Yeah, like
confused
I
now.
say, even
I'm
though you the king
confused
of, but
now.
just like
But
us, just like, but
Cairo,
listen to
we
what I'm
got you
saying.
on. Cairo, you know we got you recorded saying that the
But
elephants are the king of the jungle, right?
with the elephants are the king of the jungle. But listen to what I'm saying because it relates. Just like the elephants are the king of the jungle, we're the dominant ones on this planet. But does that stop us from being fucking attacked? From being attacked? No, it don't. Does that stop us from being somebody prey? No, it don't. Motherfuckers still gonna find you. They won't see what them hands about. And that's all I'm saying with them. So let's say, figuratively speaking, we're the elephants and the Europeans are the lions. At some point, even though we minding our business and we know, and they know too, these motherfuckers dominant. That's why they can't come solo. They gotta come deep. We
Who's dominant?
hungry.
Who's dominant?
Us, the
Okay, there
elephants.
you go.
I'm using
Oh, there you go.
figurative language.
No, I'm with you. Keep going.
Yeah. So I'm saying at one point, them lions, they cowards, right? They know they can't defeat one elephant alone. They gotta come in packs. They like, damn, it gotta be a whole pride of us. We gotta go. But that's not gonna stop them from attack. So what I'm saying is, even though, like you say, we the best, we in league, we winning. Why are we focusing on that? Because we're still under fucking attack constantly,
All right, so a
daily.
lion. So what attacks a lion? Hyenas, right? So when the hyenas attack, we do what we supposed to do. That's kind of that's what makes me a liberal. From my understanding of a liberal is live and let live. I only deal with the forces that come and attack me. I'm not walking around the world looking for people to mess with. I'm minding my business, paying my bills, enjoying the lifetime we have in this world. You see what I'm saying? So that's the whole live and let live attitude. You
But the
deal with
reality of it,
the reality of it. I've lived a great life speaking for myself. Like I said, everybody's different. And that's
right?
why I don't have no regrets. I'm on my third lifetime. And I stay that humble. I was a rapper in my 20s. I played sports in my growing up, and now I'm doing the movie stuff. So everybody is different, Cairo. People from different cities.
I
And now I'm
understand
saying
that.
that my 40 plus years on this earth,
Right.
adopting the psychology of not interacting with them. When the kids would want to come home from school, Taj, can we come play at your house? No, because I hear you guys cursing out your mothers, and in the black community, we don't go for that. If you curse my mama out, it's gonna be hell to pay right here in the front yard. So I wouldn't bring white kids to my house to play as bad as they wanted to come. You see what I'm saying? And when I went to their house and I saw how they treated their parents, I'm like, yeah, this ain't gonna work. That's all I'm saying, Cairo. I didn't
No,
spend
I
that
see
much
it from
time.
everybody's perspective. I'm one of those people. I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm impartial. So I look at things from other people perspective.
Right.
I'm not one of them people that's gonna say, "Oh, you wrong." And no, fuck that, because that's how I learn. You know what I mean? I'm learning. So I mean, I totally get and understand where you're coming
When
from,
you,
but I'm
it's
saying
not,
the reality of it as a whole, because we're not talking about a section or a part. We're talking about as a whole. You know, taking yourself out of the category, that's just a part of it, a part, like a fraction of it. I'm
but
talking
you
about the
still can,
whole.
when you lead by example, you can still share your example with someone. So let's take me out of it. Let's say Michael Jordan. How did you navigate this world? Michael Jordan is going to tell you he practiced, he trained, he became the greatest of all time in basketball. He gonna give you his blueprint, his resume, and that's him as an individual saying this is how I got around whatever tried to block my growth. Take me out of it. Let's use Mike Tyson, Michael Jackson, anybody you look at is successful.
Because this is scientific,
Yeah,
and that's how the white man
powerful
operate.
name.
Yes,
Yeah,
it is. He operate on science. So you got to look at these people. They having a skill that these Europeans can capitalize off. White people don't give a fuck about black people that's ignorant, dumb, and unconscious. You're not a threat. They care about the ones who IQs are high. The ones who have, like, if you watch that movie, and it tells you in that movie, it was subliminal, but it was obvious. Whoever saw they clone Tyrone,
yeah.
they wasn't, the ones when they went down there and went to that laboratory and everybody saw a clone of themselves, it was all of the black men that was influential, the ones that can change shit. It wasn't them old regular ass niggas. Remember, it was Slick. He was Slick called everybody. He said what you gonna be
No,
doing?
not
He like,
that.
don't worry about it, I'm coming. He was Slick. You know what
So
I mean? It was all of the people that was very influential, that was
that's a
powerful.
key word. Slick is a key word, which means deceptive.
Yeah, but that's what I'm telling you. So white
That's
people, they
their power.
scientific. You got to look at a people. They think of things from scientific angles. They don't look at it how
But
like
what
we
the
use.
power comes from being deceptive. Can we agree on that?
I mean, you can use power as a form of deceptiveness.
So
Yes, you
you
can.
don't. So their rise to power came through deception
Right,
and conquering. But
right,
the deception when they went to the Zulu land in Africa, they deceived them people first. The
right,
old the old expression goes, they came with the Bible and we had the land.
right.
When we left, take it from there, Jamie. Come on, man. It's Cairo. Like I'm done with this shit. Yeah. Thank you. We can freestyle on something else, Cairo, whenever you I don't spend this much time talking about it just because of that. But I don't want to be if you want to talk about it, we can carry on.
But this is the thing. I don't understand, like, because when this comes to you with Caucasian people, it's like a lot of animosity there. You may not realize it,
Cairo,
but a person. Go ahead.
Cairo, I shared with you my whole
But
upbringing.
that's you. Other people have their
All right.
perspective too. So like I'm not getting angry, upset, and saying I'm done with it because my perception. I'm going to hear you out as a mature adult. You have your perspective. You can look at things one way. I'm not going to get upset about that or be like dismissive, like I'm done, we done. That's disrespectful. Like I
All
would
right, so
never do that to you because
if
I
we
have
let's
too much
say,
respect for you to hear you out and hear what you have to say and say, you know what? Let me look at it from his point. And that's all I've done. So
and I
that's why
looked
I'm
at it,
saying, like,
and
I
I
don't
looked at their
understand, like,
history,
what's the animosity because you wants to live your life and navigate your life like that, but other people want to look at it from their own perspective. There's
the
nothing wrong with that.
education. I would say I don't think it's animosity because I was taught so young about the history of their deeds. So let's take them out the conversation. I think I can prove my point this way. Let's take gangs. I'm not interested in being in no gang either. So take white people out the conversation. When you look at a way of life, I'm like, nah, I don't want that. Ain't how I want to live. You see what I'm saying? So it's not animosity. It's me understanding that a mosquito is going to bite you and suck your blood. So I'm
Right.
going to make whatever moves I need to make to avoid
Right.
being bit by mosquitoes.
Right. That's
And
my
I'm
point
using
too.
mosquitoes as an analogy for people who have shown me a track record that thousands.
It's like when Muhammad Ali said. Muhammad Ali made a call. He was saying that because he was a white guy asking him something similar to what you're asking about. And basically, Muhammad responded and said, if there was, he said, if there was, I can't remember the exact number of rattlesnakes, but he used the analogy of rattlesnake. And he said, let's say it was 9 rattlesnakes out there that was looking to attack me. There's 2 of them there that was
Taj
cool.
probably was white in his past life.
Yeah,
Well, I have white in my bloodline now. So why do I have this stance? Why do I have this position if I can go through my family tree and find a leaf in my family tree that's a white person? You might have some white people in your bloodline too. There was a post on X that was saying that we might run into a white person. When it comes to Black Americans, you might find a white person in your family tree before you find an African. What you think about
I mean,
question
shit, it's
too.
possible.
I don't know if you saw it, but it's a question.
So I don't have to be white in my past life. There's white people in my family tree now. You could look at me and tell, okay, Taj ain't. And when you look at me and Jamie, you would say, okay, Jamie got less cream in his coffee. He got less white people in his family tree. You could look at me and say, okay, yeah, it's something in him. He ain't just all black. But remember, in the United States, black is an attitude. Black is a condition. That's why the lightest skinned person can represent being black. It ain't about skin color. It's a condition. What do white people tell us? Nigga, if you got one drop, they wrote they people off for having one drop. So it ain't animosity, Cairo. You can hold on to that if you want to, but I'm telling you as a friend, that's not what it is. I was educated and taught about the world I was born into.
Hey, so you have ever been to Africa?
What? I can't hear you. You so far away from the phone.
Have you ever been to Africa?
I never wanted to go to Africa. I went to Haiti because I felt like, you know, African is not a sovereign country. You know what I mean? They have countries in Africa that may be sovereign, but as whole is not. So I always choose to go to places like Haiti or like Cuba and places like that. But I never was interested in going to Africa. No.
I'm not interested because to me, 3,000 miles. If I was to go, I would go to Liberia first because that's our country. Liberia belongs to Black Americans, but we stopped going. That's been our country since 1840, 1822. And when we stopped going, the native tribes that already lived in that area took it over. But still to this day, you have people that are descendants of American slaves that did go back, and they still got tribes in Liberia right now as we speak. They call it the America. So
I
I would
just
go to
chose not
Liberia
to go
first.
back because, like, when you see Africa, I feel like the black people over there worship, revere, and praise the European and allow them to live good over there. But it's the opposite over here. Like, they treat us bad. So I'm like, why would I want to go
They
to a
treat us
country?
bad because we're superior. So when you talk about sub-Saharan Africans, Europeans look at everything south of the sub-Saharan desert as having lower IQ. Anybody can look this shit up. They're basically saying the sub-Saharan Africans have like 75 IQ. When it
That's
comes to
false. I
us,
know they can't say that. because the
Right. So
top
when it
people
comes,
with the highest IQs come from, you know, all over Africa. You can't just pinpoint.
all right, so I'll let you take that up with them, but it's documented that sub-Saharan, that's why they tried to write our narrative as being sub-Saharan African, so they can categorize us as the same way, but we're the people of the book. We're the Jews. We're the true Jews. So if we're the true Jews, we were familiar with intelligence before they came out the caves. Now, who would you be more
We taught them.
comfortable? Huh? Thank you. We
That's why I
civilized
don't go
them.
to Africa. You see my point. That's why I was saying earlier. I'm like, because when you go over there, how are these Africans allowing them?
Because they accept the sub-Saharan Africans accept the reality of them being told that they're less intelligent than Europeans. When it comes to us, we've proven to the Europeans we're better than you guys in every category you're willing to put us in equally.
Right, right,
So what's the difference between these American niggas and them African niggas?
right. Oh, I wanted to ask that question. Oh my God. I swear to God, I wanted to ask that question earlier. I was thinking about it. So, and I was like,
We've
what the
answered it
fuck?
10,000 times, but go ahead.
Yeah, but you know, like how some Caucasian people, I think it's the energy that people let off that let them know. Like certain black people let off a certain energy that let them know. Like, I don't know what it is, but for some reason, I don't know. It seemed like they can see the aura, like she's not one of them naive, you know what I mean? Like, so they don't too much try to like the men, don't get me wrong. If I'm in my natural form, they'll try to like make small talk conversation. And then I'm really like, I'm not interested. You know what I mean? Because it's too much negative history there with you guys that I'm like, no, I don't want to take it there with you. You know what I mean? But in most cases you see certain white people, they gravitate to certain black people, and I'm like, okay, like what's going, they letting off some type of, it's just weird. I can't
No, but
explain
I
it.
embrace those type of white people. That's the point I was making earlier. If a white person think I'm cool enough to come be around, they could be in my orbit. They can exist in my orbit. What I learned at a young age is because of the differences in our upbringing. The best example I can use is them cursing at their parents as kids. I could say this for the whole Black America. That shit is frowned upon. You don't do that. You don't. We have morals. I know some of maybe the upper East Coast, like New York, may be a little colder than other parts of the country, but as a group of people, you don't disrespect your parents. Honor thy mother and father. Go ahead, Jimmy. You got it.
I think it's an American black thing.
Right, it is.
Because other parts of black, they do this.
So that's uniquely us. And guess where we get that from? Hebrew scripture. We're the people of the book. Honor thy mother and father that your days upon this earth. Come on. Why was our ancestors singing Swing Low, Sweet Chariot? Like we repeating ourselves at this point. I've said this before on the show. But Cairo, what I do want to do my best to try to answer any questions you have. What else is
I mean, I
interesting?
don't have any questions because like I say, I'm gonna always look at everything
Yeah.
from everybody's perspective. Like
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
don't have
gonna
any
like,
animosity towards them. To be honest with you, I hope I don't lose no sponsorships. I just sincerely don't care to be around them.
right.
So when me and Jamie used to work on movie sets, I mean, you working around them. So if you end up in a group where you're having a discussion with them, you're cordial for that time being. Do I want to hang out with you after work? No. We pass some time by together. They got us over here in the same scene together. What's going on, buddy? What's your name? You know what I'm saying? We chopping
Right.
it up, passing time by, and then
I
I
just
go
want to
on
say
my
this
life.
after you finish. I
I'm
don't
done.
hate white people. I just feel like this, right? They have some white people. I just want to say this because I don't want to come off like a bigot or like a racist or like I just hate all white people. No, I just feel like this. You have a percentage of white people that's venomous. Their intentions are negative. You have that percentage of Caucasian people that's benevolent, benign. They just peaceful. I'm saying that it had come to a point to where I had experienced interaction with so many that was negative in certain regions of the world. Because every region you travel to, people behave different. Their culture are completely different. But I was stuck over there in LA with them racist ass, negative, venomous white people. And it started to shape my reality. And my reality was I started to look at them like all of them are racist, all of them are negative, all of them are oppressive, just because I was in that certain region where I was experiencing that.
Did you
Then when
go
I,
around them?
huh?
Did you go around them or
I
they
mean,
came
they
around you?
everywhere in LA. Everywhere you go, it's white people. You can't avoid
But
them. They
me and
own
Jamie
every
are here, and
business.
we don't have on. I won't speak
I
for
mean,
Jamie, but
Me and Jamie was in the culinary field. You have to work with white people. 9 out of 10, when you go to a business and you're applying for a job, a European own that fucking business. You're gonna have European peers,
that's true.
so you can't avoid them in LA. When you go to the
We
grocery
agree. You
store,
can't avoid them
they're
in
there.
America. We're king
You know what I mean?
unless you live in a black city that's like 90% black, and there are certain cities in America that's like that, where the city is so chocolate city, you can go through almost your whole life not really, interacting with them. So when you was in LA, you had a bad experience with white people. I haven't had that experience, and I'm guessing the reason why is because I don't go out my way to be around them.
Well, I didn't have a
I love
bad
my people.
experience with them. I recognized their behavior. And when I would go to those jobs, I would see how they would treat black men at those jobs, how they would, try to get them out there. They didn't want to work around them because they been around certain black people. It made them feel inferior. So at those jobs, they'll, behave negative towards a black man. They wouldn't behave the same way towards a black man as they'll behave towards a white man. Then when they got the black man out of the way, you can feel that they felt ease, like they felt a little bit better. That was in that region. Now, when you over here in New York region where it's diverse, everything is balanced, is no one race overpopulating the other one, people behave here differently. You don't experience that. Because it's balanced, but where it's unbalanced, a dominant race, they can behave that type of way towards you because you're the minority. So all I'm saying is my experience in there from what I'm seeing, how they were behaving towards certain black people. Me, I've never had that issue. With like, I mean, I had an experience where like, a white girl might be insecure and she did some jealous shit, but it's like, okay, you know what I mean? Bitch, I get it. You're jealous. I know. I'm happy I'm not you. I don't know. I don't want to feel that experience to be jealous of somebody. I had that type of experience. But what I'm saying is different regions of different worlds, white people behave different. And what I had to realize is that not all white people are the same. And I had to change my perspective to stop looking at it like just because he white without even having a proper introduction, without having a proper encounter with this person, just judging them based upon my experience with someone who looked like them.
Yeah, yeah.
So I had to change my perspective, and all I'm saying is that now, since I've lived in New York, and I see how like all white people not on that racist shit, people not like that.
From Africa, type of
I feel like what you say?
Yeah.
What you say? What he say?
Talk about Solo.
Solo was in here.
Oh, so I just changed my perspective. Now I don't look at all white people as racist bigots. I give them an opportunity
Cairo,
first.
as a friend, I want you to understand that Taj don't look at all white people as evil human beings. You do
Right.
have evil white men that we have a historic record of their deeds. You said so. I don't want us to get off this podcast and you looking at me like Taj hate all. That's not the case. If you go through
Now,
my
I don't
history,
even look at you nothing like that.
okay,
So I
cool.
don't know where that come
I
from.
just think so. And then we could say this: if we take white people out the conversation, see, I'm pro culture, not necessarily. I'm not a Pan Africanist. A Pan Africanist hopes that all black people in the world will someday get along. I don't walk around with those hopes. I focus on my tribe. I vibe with my tribe, which are Black Americans in the United States. So, and to be honest with you, that's really the only culture I care to be around. That don't mean if I went to your country, I wouldn't try to. I go to an Ethiopian restaurant maybe once a week, and they play Ethiopian music in there. I mean, when you
And
in
you look
Rome,
Ethiopian.
I do. I believe if we did my
You look
ancestry,
straight Ethiopian. It look like
yeah,
you have so much Ethiopian in your. I swear to
I
God, every time
believe
I go
I
to an
am.
Ethiopian restaurant, I see a man on there in a picture that looks just like your ass.
I believe I am Ethiopian, Skyro. I haven't done the ancestry test yet, but my family history is here in America. But I think if we went further back, it would connect. My mom get the same thing in public. People think she Ethiopian.
You look straight Ethiopian to me.
Yeah. I've had an LA dude out here, like the Ethiopian nigger with the hairline. I said the Ethiopian nigger with the hairline. I said, this nigga here, man.
Cause
No,
I
but
wanted to ask you that a few times. I was gonna say, Taj, are you like half Ethiopian? I swear you look just straight Ethiopian to me.
I don't resist that. What I do want to learn is if I am Ethiopian, and I believe I am, how did my bloodline get all the way from Ethiopia to the United States?
Exactly.
I would love to learn that. Like,
Because yeah, you most definitely have Ethiopian in your DNA, buddy.
I would bet on it. No, I go to the Ethiopian restaurant I go to. Them dudes that gave me a flag and everything. They're
They
like,
think
no,
you
we
look Ethiopian.
Is that the one?
If you put you on side, Ella Salah side, that would
Omar.
look like your
Alexa,
brother.
yeah.
Put a picture up next to your picture on Ella Salah's side. I bet you look like his brother.
Yeah, I'm not disputing that, Cairo. There's a little Ethiopia in Los Angeles. So
I know
I
I go
don't
there all
dispute
the
that.
time.
No, if I had to bet, we take this to Vegas, and you say, oh, Taj, which country do you think your bloodline is going to trace back to? I would bet on Ethiopia.
Me too.
No, I embrace that. Just because I scream black, I rep that as a culture. I rep Black American as a culture. This is the culture. Take me out the conversation. My parents are Black American. All four of my grandparents go to North Florida and South Georgia, and then some of them go to South Carolina. And then it stops. So that's what I'm saying. Maybe I am Ethiopian in some way, somehow.
I'm gonna jump out soon too.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. I forgot Miss D from Africa, and I'm not trying to offend nobody, but Cairo, the other D. Cairo, that's where that come from. That the sub-Saharan Africans, when you said it's like they worship white people, it's because they allegedly are looking at a smarter group of people. When it comes to us, they see us as a challenge. Why is that? You see what I'm saying? So back then, hey, if we catch you niggas reading, we gonna kill you. They did not want us to rival them intellectually. And when we finally got the opportunity to do so, the rest is history. It speaks for itself.
We advance. I already know they cheat. I tell people all the time, do the
Can you
government
say
cheat?
that for and I'm being respectful with this. Can you say that for sub-Saharan Africa?
Yeah, I agree.
There you go. So it's something. I don't think you have to convince nobody in this world that it's something unique and special about the niggas in America.
Right.
You don't have to convince nobody of that. And if we're the most, not if we're the most, my focus is influence. Do y'all know what's more powerful than money, power, and laws? Influence. Fact check that. Influence is more powerful. Jesus wasn't rich, and we're still talking about him 2026 years later. What's your opinion on the history of Jesus, Cairo?
Next question.
I do.
I'm gonna use. Let me use Ty's quote. Back to you, Jamie.
Back to you.
Back
That
to
shows
you,
the
Jamie.
power of influence, though. Let's use King Solomon. The power of his influence. When you're talking about somebody that's long gone, their influence is why we're still talking about it. You don't really talk about people who just had a whole bunch of money but didn't make no influential impact on society.
Right.
They just had a lot of money, they died, and nobody talking about it.
Right.
People that move through this world and they have an influential impact.
We agree with you on that. We're in 100% agreement.
So we agree that influence is more powerful than money.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So there you go. Back to Jamie.
Back to you, Jamie.
Back to you, Jamie.
Back to you, Jamie.
Well, I was just a listener for that segment for most of it. But I mean, my take on it, I align with a lot of what Todd say, stuff like that. I don't have anything against white people, me personally. But at the same time, I resonate more with my own kind. So I stick to my own kind. When I say my own kind, even like I got love and stuff, we're being African blacks and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? But who do I, tend to be around the most? Us, Black Americans, because that's who I'm used to. That's why it's just a matter of comfortability for me. So
wow.
that's what it is. So that's what I'm gonna stick to. Because I don't know, it just I'm around so many of them all the time. It just for me, I would feel uncomfortable.
Out of place. Yeah, same here. So, Cairo, are you Black American on both sides?
Yes, I'm African, and my father was African American. My mother is African American. I'm African American. I love being African American.
All right, I'm just checking. All right, so there we go.
I love being black. Shit, motherfucker can't come to me. Hey, when motherfucker be like, nigga, yep, I love being a nigga. I love the sun not burning me up. I love not having to go to doctor nip tuck to get the fake ass to get lip injections. I love not washing my hair for months because I'm not gonna catch fleas. I love knowing how to dance naturally. I love being a
Right. And
nigga.
y'all got some of the
You-
coolest culture in the country. I mean, New Orleans got some of the coolest culture. When you talk about city cultures, I mean, how could you not love us?
I
Like
love
who
everything
who
about
showed
being
us that
black.
you can be jubilant at a funeral procession, which y'all
And it
call the
don't
second line?
care. You second line bug jumping, yeah. I don't care about. Listen, I'd say even in the next lifetime, I never want to be white. I never want to be Chinese, Mexican. I don't want to be nothing but black. I don't care if I'm chocolate black. Just make me a beautiful chocolate black. I love
There you go.
everything about black. I just can't. Some people don't like it. I have friends that don't like being black. I'm like, how could you not want to be black? I don't give a fuck. I love it's just something about it. It's just like I love it. Like every time I look in the mirror, I'm like, damn, look at my lips, look at my nose, look at my hair. Like even when I wear my hair natural, it's like
Yeah.
the swag. You know what I mean? It's just like pure swag. Like who wanna I don't want listen, I want this every time. I want some coarse motherfucking hair and I want some type of chocolate in my skin. You know what I mean? My body, everything is just I love everything about myself. I love the skin I'm in, so I wouldn't change that. I wouldn't alter that. And like you said, we are the most influential. I've never seen if even let's name sports we dominate sports. We dominate boxing. I've never seen a heavyweight African boxer, a heavyweight Jamaican boxer, a heavyweight Trinidad boxer. It's always been black. Football. I've never seen a heavyweight champion. I mean, a African football, whatever, basketball. Nothing. It's always been us and everything. So who
In
wouldn't want to be
everything.
that? We the best of ever. Even
Exactly.
our movies. Like I was saying, even our movies. Fucking Black Panther was so influential. You know what I mean? I've never seen a Jamaican movie, a African movie, or any other movie that been more influential. Our music is so influential. And
Who would you
all
say?
us.
Who would you say is the runner-up human race group to Black Americans? Is it Jamaicans? Is it Nigerians? Is it who would you say is like if we're the most no, we are the most influential. History
You
shows
talking about as far
you
as
that.
IQ wise? I don't think nobody else is more
Not
influential than
not
us.
IQ, let's say
I don't
music.
think nobody. I can't name another person. Nobody.
All right,
I think we the only ones.
so the question becomes, what do we do with the influence? If we all agree that influence is more powerful than money and we can get money from influence, that's the focus. How do we use this influence?
Because we are under so it's two type of laws. You have a governed law, a universal law, and a governing law, right? And that's where the
Mhm.
esoteric comes in. This is where the elite, that 1%, that information, that classified knowledge comes in, right? When we're dealing with the galactic beings now, we're under a law that everything that's taking place right now has to take place. Sort of
Uh-huh.
similar to the Murphy law, right? Very similar. So even though we have all this, we're under a universal law that certain things have to play out.
Do you know who is the first? And I heard everything you said. Who
Okay.
is the first person in United States teaching about that galactic mothership you was talking about earlier?
I would say Dr. York Malachi.
All right, that's a good answer. It actually was his teacher, but I'll accept that as an answer. Thank you. We can move on. It actually
Back
was his
back
teacher.
to you. Back to
Back
you.
to you. So now
Oh, he
we
was
were,
Dr. York Malachi teacher. Who was his teacher?
I think you're going. I don't think you're going to respond well. So let's stop at.
That's okay.
I'm
Tell me. Did you don't
all
think.
right.
Don't think.
Here we go.
Act.
So you're right. All right. So it's a historical fact that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad was teaching about UFOs in the 30s.
Okay.
We're not asking nobody to join the Nation of Islam. We're not asking nobody. We're just saying this is a
Yeah.
historical fact. Religion set aside. He was Malachi York is a teacher. I mean, Malachi York is a teacher, but also a student. That's where he got that knowledge from.
Okay. I accept that.
That's it. We can move on. So
I'm
now that
not
we
one of
know
them
that, we
ones.
just
Even though I'm
showing.
not religious, I'm not a pious person. We all know that. But I'm not a person that's gonna decline no information. I'm an open book when it comes to I don't give a fuck where the
Yeah.
information come from. I'm about to take that
So
shit into
the,
consideration, go do my research, see if in fact I don't decline information from nobody. That's not
so
who
the
I
mother
am. I'm
so the mother plane that the Pentagon has acknowledged exists and is real patrols this solar system. I won't even say the Milky Way galaxy because the Milky Way galaxy is larger than the solar system, but I know for sure it patrols this solar system.
right.
And it comes into Earth atmosphere to fuel up off our oxygen. You know, I've been knowing, I was taught this stuff in middle school, and it's just a relief to be able to talk about this shit now.
Right.
Because when you hold something in so long, you don't want to
Right.
sound crazy. But
Right.
now
Right.
the
Right. Right.
whole world is talking about it, so I can share what I've always known about it. So
Right.
the mother plane, the mothership comes to our atmosphere, fuels off our oxygen, and then goes back out into the solar system, going to whatever, 8, 9 planets it wants to visit. And then it releases little baby planes. And that's what everybody is capturing on their cell phones now.
Okay.
And it's connected to us. That's why. So when you said Malachi York, I'm like, that's a good enough answer because I don't know if Cairo knows that Malachi York is a student or used to be a student of Elijah Muhammad.
Okay.
And that's it. Connection made. So the answer was good.
Thank you. I appreciate the acknowledgement. Jamie, back to you.
Back to you. So those things are connected to us.
Right. Yeah, most definitely. I agree with that. I hope they just come on and get here, shit, because nigga tired of being slaughtered,
But their
abused.
thing is, they're like, no, we're not going to come down to earth and help you niggas fight your battles. You
Right,
niggas
right,
have the
right,
power to win the battle on earth. We'll come
right.
into the atmosphere when these crackers, pardon my language, when these, what you want to call them, when they start trying to activate nuclear weapons, that's the only time they come.
They don't. They more so the overseers.
Yes.
But they see this is the thing how they look at it. Like, bro, y'all got the power to defeat them. Why we got to come in?
Why we got to come in?
Why they got to come in and stop you from?
Because we're too conditioned, man. We too as a whole.
That's a you problem.
That's the you problem. Parents force their kids to fight in the front and backyard all the time. Fight your neighbor back. Your little neighbor trying to bully
But
you.
what about television? Y'all forgetting about television, radio, music, billboards, advertisement.
What
All of these
about it?
shits are weapons. They're weapons.
What
These
about it?
are weapons. I was just said it. It's weapons. It's weapons that the Europeans or whoever is using to keep us colonized, docile, and conditioned. Most women
Like you said,
learn. Most
we
women, okay,
have
for average, when they ask that question today, does education make women dominant? And somebody say no. I think these television sitcoms, these TV shows, and this music are turning them aggressive.
That's the most bitches. I'm not saying that's what did it. I need people to understand exactly what I'm be crystal clear about it. I'm not saying that's the sole purpose of being like that. I think the music and television is way more destructive to it than them choosing to be going to certain fields of education.
No, I wasn't talking about that. So what I was relating is this, that these are all weapons. Because if you have a conversation with a female today, 9 out of 10, she'll repeat some shit she saw for television or baddies and try to act like a baddie. You
Yeah.
even have men on there trying to be baddies now. So what I'm saying is that who's ever governed this world, we don't necessarily know who or what because it's esoteric. Whatever government is governing this universe are using television as a weapon to keep you oppressed, music as a weapon to keep you oppressed, and advertisement as a weapon to keep you oppressed. And people don't even know advertisement is that's why they spend so many billions for these advertisement commercials, billboards, all type of stuff. Because when you go outside, this is why a lot of black women have low self-esteem. Everything advertised a European woman. Long blonde hair, skinny, blue eyes, makeup. So they walking around with these nasty ass wigs and weaves on, putting all these ugly ass eyelashes on, clogging their face with all this fucking makeup because subconsciously, when they walk outside, this is all they seeing. When you watch black movies, it's always negative content. So that shit set in your subconscious. Everything is energy. We talked about that today. Energy is manifested,
Mm-hmm.
right? So all
So
of these things are weapons to keep us
which
docile.
and who's using that weapon?
That's what I said earlier when I went back, when I stayed again. I said, whoever, whatever, that's esoteric. I don't have that information. That's classified.
All right, and so in the world, in the three-dimensional world, the world that we live in right now, in the real world, which human race group is running the world?
Three-dimensional. We living in 3D? I didn't know we living. How could we live in 3D?
This is 3D right now. Yeah.
How is this 3D?
This is we're in 3D, Cairo. I don't know. I don't
How
know
was
what
that determined?
Huh?
How was that determined?
So like your dream is like 4D because your dream doesn't include your body. So that's just to give you a distinction of dimensions. When you're in your body, how we are right now, this is 3D. When you experience the dream world or the vision state,
Well, this
that's
shit
like
giving me a headache.
the
All
fourth
right,
dimension.
what was you asking me just now then?
Which human race group runs the world?
From the evidence that's on the surface?
From the great question. From the evidence that's on the surface, yes.
Who's cultivating the world? I would say the Europeans.
All right. And who do they look up to?
I would say niggas.
All right, so there you go. So they don't want to let that power go. You see what I'm saying? It's like the cool kids transferred schools, and then another group became the cool kids, and now the cool kids are coming back to the school. Imagine that. But do you think the kids who became the cool kids want the people who influenced them on how to be cool, want the cool kids coming back? Now they got to be second class because the original cool kids are back on the
That's the
scene.
fucking point I've been trying to make this whole time. That's why that's why I'm telling you I see things from their perspective. That little statement you just made right there. That's my point.
Right.
They don't want that. That's why they
There
do
we go.
everything
We
in
on
their
the same. It
power
took a
to
while.
create chaos. That's what I was
Right.
saying. Like,
So
who
we on the
wants
same
that?
page now. It took a while, but I get your point now. You're saying they
Yeah.
don't. Right.
Now you see what I'm saying? Like, who want to be second place? Nobody.
And they're
That's why I was
fighting.
like, I see why they behave and act this fucking way and why they doing what they doing. Because they like, we
So
don't want to be second.
historically, that has worked for them against us. But do you think they're going to beat the forces of nature in the universe when it comes to that?
I think it's about to tear their ass up. They already
So there
know.
you go. So we
That's
need to
why
be
they
getting
running
our
and hiding.
houses in order. We got to get our community and our homes in order. So when the Messiah, do you believe in the Messiah, Cairo? No, that's a no.
I mean, I think that no. We can. I'm using a deity that's interchangeable. It's interchangeable. One can replace the other. So when you say your Messiah, I'm thinking of Anunnakis. So
All
the
right.
Anunnakis would be quote our Messiah.
That's acceptable. So you believe the Messiah is an Anunnaki? If the Messiah is not a threat, why did J. Edgar Hoover say we have to present the rise of a black Messiah? Why did he say that? He could have said any other word. He's a government official using a religious spiritual term.
Well, because religion is a weapon. That's another thing people don't realize. But I don't want to get into that.
Before, I don't remember your answer.
Okay.
When it comes to the Messiah, do you believe he's going to be a form that comes from the clouds and just emerge, or he's going to be someone born here and then?
You're talking to me?
All right. So the Lord and Savior was born to embrace those, to experience those inflictions. The Lord and Savior is not the Messiah. I'm saying this on podcast to the world, so I got to have my thoughts in order. But I'm open to correction as well. So the Son of Man, we call Jesus Christ, is the Lord and Savior of this world, because you have to do what to even be protected by the Messiah? Believe that Emmanuel, who we call Jesus Christ, is the Lord and Savior. Cairo, I know you don't subscribe to this, but just let me unpack it real quick. To Jamie's question, the Messiah is coming back cracking the sky with those if you want to call them UFOs, the mothership, the mother plane, the Messiah is returning on the mother plane with its angels. See, somebody taught us, I ain't gonna label it, but somebody taught us angels were white people with wings on their back. And we got pictures to prove it. And we got pictures to prove it. We got receipts to prove that somebody tried to brainwash us to believe
Right.
that angels are white people with feather wings on their back flying through the sky.
Right.
The angels are occupying those flying saucers. Those are what we call UFOs. And the
Right.
mother plane, so the Messiah occupies the mother plane.
Right.
And so to answer Jamie's question, the Messiah returns back on the mother plane with his baby planes. The
Right.
Lord and Savior went through this world. That's the calendar we live by right now, 2026 years. And
Right.
that's why you often hear people say, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. They don't say Messiah.
Right.
They say my Lord and Savior.
Okay, the
Go ahead.
reason why I asked that is you just got to speaking of who we're saying they got to prevent
Mhm.
the rise of Messiah.
Correct.
Right?
Mhm.
So I mean, if they try to prevent one, then that means one is being born to it.
That's my.
Absolutely. Right.
Oh Lord.
So according to scripture, they're focusing on a man, a military Messiah, a man. So let's use J. Edgar Hoover. He was paying attention to people like Fred Hampton. Let me say, God bless his soul. Moment of silence. That young man was 21 years old.
Right.
So J. Edgar Hoover saw that he had the potential to be what you're asking, a born Messiah.
Right.
So that was their focus at that time. Think about this. They wasn't really focused on the space planes. They're like, we just got to stop these niggas that's born. As long as we could stop one of them from becoming
Right.
the Messiah, we
Right.
got the rest of the world in check. So
Right.
yeah, they were focusing on a born Messiah. But when you
Right.
look at scripture in its totality, that's the Lord and Savior. That's why we
Right.
call, whether you subscribe or not, Cairo, you're familiar with hearing people say, because you're from a religious city too. Like
Well, the
you're
truth
from
is
the
the truth.
Crescent City. A
Yeah, but
crescent is
we didn't have that. No, let's get it
uh-huh.
straight. A lot of us in New Orleans wasn't no damn Christians. A lot of our grandparents and great grandparents practiced the traditional ways, which was the ways of our ancestors. Because my uncles were shamans. I remember when they used to be in there having sessions, and the kids had this thing. We used to be like, "What the fuck they was doing?" I was 5 years old when my grandmother taught me how to make my first gree bag. You know what I mean? And I was like, okay. And my first toy ever, we can call my sister everybody, was a fucking Ouija board. And I had to be like 5 years old. And I said, now what type of shit is this? They making me sit. Yeah, because I didn't understand it. I said,
uh-huh.
they making me sit and I got to communicate with spirits, but I didn't understand it then. And I'm like, but all these other kids getting bikes and shit like this. You know what I mean? So, and then I tell you, us black girls in New Orleans, we different. Like when our boyfriend did something to us, we come together, we about to put a cold root on his ass. You know what I mean? And we
Uh-huh.
would come together and we would do spiritual work and we would put roots on motherfucker. That's just, and still today, like because it has to deal with astrology and astronomy, it's esoteric, and I can't go on and get to this. That's why certain things, if I tell people, they'll think I'm suffering from psychosis. But I was explaining to Jamie, I have so much knowledge. I know when portals open. I know when people are about to be attacked. I know when people been attacked by grays. I can see them the next day. I'm like, ooh, they been up all night. Them grays been eating their ass up. I just know. I know they have deities that's on this planet that look like fucking humans. And when they touch you, and it's not it's just like I know this, but I get reprimanded all like the government know. Like they know who knows. I told you it's the Akasha records. I was born with this shit. You know
Uh-huh.
what I mean? But if I tell the average person about it, they'll be like, this girl is suffering from psychosis because this information is not for everybody. But
Right.
I have it. You know
Uh-huh.
what I mean? But yeah, all of us ain't know, we ain't believing that. I know I didn't. I came out the womb not believing in God and Jesus. You couldn't convince me because I had already saw the Anunnakis. Like I knew. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nobody can convince me of no, I knew I was born with this. But it wasn't until they started injecting my ass with them vaccinations, feeding me this garbage ass bad energy food and putting me into the television where I started to lose that connection.
Mm-hmm.
But I still have it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's different. But if I tell y'all some shit, then you'll be like, okay, until it start happening to you. And then, because I told one dude, I said, look, that portal is open. Them things about to start attacking motherfuckers. He got attacked. They ate his ass up. And he got mad at me like I did something wrong. Like I sent them to him.
Yeah, he probably like you led him to that, because the thing is, when we focus our attention on the Messiah, we're not open to things like that, because we're focused on the unity of us, you know what I'm saying, as a group of people, the representatives for the creator on earth.
It's not whether you focus on it, not my brother, it's reality. Because 9 out of 10, when them portals open, motherfuckers about to be getting ate up. Them grades gonna tear
And
their
if
ass
you
up.
right, and if you're
Some gonna
not
be on top of
protected,
them eating them. So you ain't
right.
gotta focus on it, but you gonna get ate when that portal
Yeah, but
open up.
if you're protected and you're
And you
covered,
can't, yeah, if no, it's not 9 out of okay, I'm gonna tell y'all when the portal gonna open, and then we gonna see how much protected people be trying to pray. Let me tell you how vicious them things is. You could try to say the Lord is my shepherd all you want. They're gonna close your mouth because they coming from another realm and they powerful. You ain't gonna be able to pray or say nothing. Then they get smart. They really gonna seal your mouth to where they come. You ain't gonna be able to open that bitch.
look,
It's gonna feel like you can't breathe.
even people, what they call that when you can't wake up out your body, your mind up, but you stuck. That's called paralysis, or
That's what the
the.
government tell you it is. But what it is it's entities that depend on you. I'm not gonna go,
And
I
what
can't
do
share
people? I've
everything.
experienced that before. What do people usually do? And I can't speak for everybody who've experienced that, but I know when I'm in that condition, I still have my thoughts to pray. Like,
But
Lord,
see what I'm saying? And
let me
does
get
it
this
stop
bitch
them
off.
from attacking you? No,
Let
that's
me
what I'm
get this
saying.
monkey
So
off my back. Huh?
whether you chose to focus on it or not, it's going to happen. See, and that's why I was telling
Right.
people I can't share this information with you. I got so much, but I can't share it to the average person because they're not going to understand it. That's you just making my
Yeah,
point.
you're right. Because everybody is tied into, majority of the world is tied into this Messiah narrative,
Right.
which leaves you in the minority with the logic you coming with. And a person has to decide to open up to that. If a person like, nah, I'm not interested, I'm gonna just stick to what I know, then they move on how they living. You know what I mean? But back to Jamie's question. So that's the thing. You got the Lord and Savior who sacrificed, gave himself up as a human sacrifice for our salvation, because we just couldn't get it right as far as obeying the laws and commandments in the world. You know what I mean? We committing sins. So the Lord and Savior is for that aspect. The Messiah is to come and conquer the wicked out of the world and usher in a world of peace, a new world
Right.
order of peace.
Right.
That's the narrative.
Right.
That's the narrative majority of the people on the planet know about.
Right. Correct. That's correct.
So that's it. I mean, that just wrapping up the answer to Jamie's question. Yeah, but to Jamie's point, the scripture does say that a child is born. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I think they leave out the part of what that child has to go through first to
Right.
become the military Messiah.
Right. That's
Right.
correct. That's correct. Right.
And the United States is showing us. Well, I'm gonna say it this way: the people who run the United States is showing us that instead of how do I say this? Instead of them looking at the mothership and the baby wheels through a line of communication. Because imagine being able to use that technology, flying from California to Florida, that
Right.
takes 5 hours. If we can get access to one of them things, that's
Right.
probably be an hour, if that.
It's fit
You
to
know what I'm
10
saying?
minutes.
But remember, right. But remember what we said about the nature of that type of group of people. Their thing is, no, we're going to take our time. We're going to use the science we have, and we're going to go to war. Now, these things are showing us they're not aggressive. They're not attack. They haven't attacked not one thing. Now they do fly over nuclear facilities and deactivate the nuclear facilities, but that's their way of trying to show the militaries of the world we're light years ahead of you.
Right.
You still want to fight us?
Right.
You talking about a 6-year-old fighting a 6-month-old baby?
Right.
Who would win that fight? A 6-year-old kid, no matter what the gender is, fighting a
Right.
6-month-old baby.
Correct.
And the 6-month-old baby, which is the people who run the militaries of this world,
Correct.
led by the U.S., is accepting the challenge to fight something that's that's how you can look.
And if that's not naive, then I don't know what is. That's not only is that naive, that's reckless.
It's reckless and it proves their nature. What you heard me say on that last podcast, the history
Right.
shows they're a warlike.
Right.
Remember we talked about Valhalla. They
Right.
think about the movie 300. Which is
Right.
one of the greatest movies, if you ask me. They
Right.
knew the 300 was going to lose that battle, but guess what they did it for? Their
Right.
children. Yeah, if we could just hold these, if we can hold Xerxes and all these other people Xerxes conquered. You never seen 300?
That's a good movie. Hey, but you know what you said, and that's a key point. That's
That's
so important. It's their nature.
it's in their nature, right?
That's the key point. That's the key point right there. That lets you know
Florida
it's
was
your
telling you
fucking
that. So you
nature.
saw 300. We ain't gonna spoil it for Jamie, but remember that scene where
Yeah, at the end, they knew they was about to die. They had
right.
triple all the way down, remember? But they wouldn't kneel. They
They
was
would
like,
they
nope,
thank
fuck
you.
that.
There you go. So
Well, they pretended like they was gonna kneel.
that was a dope scene.
Remember?
Yeah. He
They
pretended like he was
pretended.
gonna kneel, and he did that just to
Uh-huh.
get a jump start to throw that. But the
Yeah.
point, so since you're familiar with that, let's use that as in real life. That's pretty much the type of people, because those are the same people. The people today are descendants of the Sparta people.
Right.
So they don't kneel, they don't bow, they're going out
But
in
you're
the
not
blaze of
supposed
glory.
to.
Huh?
They not nobody's supposed to. They going out how they
No,
supposed to go
you
out.
supposed to have homage for. That's like saying you're not supposed
Right.
to respect your parents.
Right.
Like
Right.
all of
Right.
us, you, me, Jamie, and everybody else is a combination of our mother and fathers. Like the
But remember
scripture
when you
me and
said
Jamie shared earlier.
nature?
Huh?
We're talking about, remember what you said earlier? Nature.
Right.
This is in a person, nature. That's like
Right.
energy that can't be
You
changed,
said
that
we're
can't
not
be
supposed to
broken.
bow though. Now, if you're talking about them, that's different. But if you
Right. That's
saying
their nature. That's
if
what I
we're
said.
not
Key
supposed to
point.
bow,
Nature.
if we're not supposed
But
to
I had to
bow,
rephrase. I had to
how come
rephrase.
when the sun rises tomorrow, Cairo, and you walk outside and you try, this is how you know a higher power is in the
Right.
world and the universe. When you
Well,
look up
I
at
had to
that sun,
rephrase.
what does
We
that
are
sun want you
supposed
to
to,
do?
like you say, we supposed to show hammers. We supposed. That's why I thought about it. So I'm saying that you are 100% right. It's in our nature to do so.
Thank you.
It's not in their nature.
It's not in their nature. So we just need to stay out the way.
I'm
Would
out
you
the way. Shit,
encourage
I'm
if
a,
you
I'm a
had the
little speck
influence?
in this world. Them bitches done stole from me, done set me back through all type of adversities in my way. I am powerless. So I ain't out there trying to be no, advocate or no. Them bitches done showed me. You know what I mean? I know
Right.
who govern. I know who run. I know who cultivating. I'm a little speck in the sand.
That's it.
I'm a little speck in the sand. You know, I mean, yeah, I'm not trying to, I say, listen, I'm gonna let nature play its course. I know y'all
There
been
you
given a
go.
rope to hang yourself with.
Right. And
Your time is gonna come. And
right.
it's coming pretty soon.
The forces of nature gonna deal with all that.
And when y'all jumping off them bridges, just like them bitches was jumping off the Twin Towers, hitting the ground sounding like crack eggs, I'm gonna be right there saying, I told you. I told you.
There you go.
I'm a speck in the sand. I'm fucking powerful. Them bitches done stole my money through all type of adversities in front of me. They like, we setting you back. There's no way we could let somebody like you get in a certain position. You
Right.
know what I mean? And I ain't had no help from the opposite, from the same team. And I be questioning my ancestors all the time. Like, how the fuck y'all just letting them go around defeating like, what the fuck? But we're under a galactic law right now. Where nature has
Uh-huh.
to take its course. And I
It's taking
understand
its
that.
course. Right.
Just like you said something earlier. I forgot what you said. Fuck, I forgot what you said. But it was factual. I forgot what it was. I'm getting to that age.
It
I
happens.
done forgot.
It'll come back to you.
But that
But
was big
that's
facts.
why so when the Messiah arrived, whether you subscribe to it or not, when the Messiah arrived, that's the end of this world as we know it, as far as the
Right.
wickedness of this world.
Right.
The Messiah is
Right.
arriving to establish a new world order of peace.
They say when that happened, everybody running in them caves. They talking about in the Bible, it said rocks, but what they really meant, them bunkers that they building, they're gonna be trying to run and hide. And they say them reptilians gonna be down there waiting on their
We're gonna be
asses.
down there waiting on them. Right. It ain't gonna be no escape. So we just gotta stay connected. You know what I mean?
That shit was deep though,
Like,
man.
yeah, if a Messiah wasn't important, the FBI, the head of the FBI at the
Right.
time, J. Edgar Hoover, would not use that term. He used a specific term. prevent the rise of a black Messiah.
If
He
we
didn't say
wasn't that
prevent.
powerful, if we wasn't, why you want to keep us down? Why do y'all stay up night when we sleep to figure out new strategies to keep us down?
Well,
If y'all
you
so
answered that
superior,
already.
if y'all motherfuckers so superior, I will be shamed and feel embarrassed of myself if I gotta cheat that hard.
But that's their
If I
nature.
gotta cheat that hard, god damn, what that say about me? That mean I'm a low life piece of sack shit. You know what I mean? I gotta fight that hard to keep somebody down. I would have. You gotta have the lowest self esteem. You gotta feel so bad and hate what you see when you look in that fucking mirror. If I gotta fight that hard to keep people down, me and my brothers and sisters, just let's think about this for a minute. If me, you, and Jamie had to fight so hard to keep some people down, what does that say about us? That means we some sorry pieces of shits.
There you go. So when you say look through their lens, look through their point of view, I'm like, shit, we've done that before our lifetime, man. You know, so we
Yeah, but I
gotta.
feel bad for him though a little bit. I ain't gonna even lie. I feel bad, and I feel bad in a way to where you gotta look at it and be like, damn, like the creator did fuck over them. You know what I mean? Like I
They were
don't know.
created
You
for
gotta
that purpose.
be.
They
You're
were
right.
created for that purpose.
You're right. That's but they ain't.
This
But it's
stuff,
kind of fucked up. What
Tyrone,
if we
this
was
stuff,
white people? Let's just say if
Tyrone,
we was white people for 1 minute. Have you ever thought about that? Let's just try being them for one fucking for just let's just try being them.
I'm
How
not
would we
interested.
feel? But how would you feel though? How would you feel? Try being them and see how they feel. You gotta constantly be around people that you never can feel good about yourself around because they're always better at every fucking thing, or at least that's what you think. They have everything you want and you lack that. How would you feel? See, we don't know that feeling. We don't know that fucked up. That's a fucked up feeling.
Who's supposed to have sympathy for that? You. So we'll let you handle the sympathy
I
crowd.
ain't handling no sympathy. You gotta go. I hate a jealous bitch.
That's
Bitch,
her.
stop being jealous. Go work out. Put some work in it to try to look good. I don't got sympathy for their ass. I'm just saying I understand.
There you go.
But then it's a part that I don't understand. Like you said earlier, they were created for that. Hey, I'm not bigger than the creators. I don't know. I'm
Right. This
staying
ain't
out
your
of it.
yeah.
Yeah, it ain't for me. Y'all create, y'all know. Look, okay, so for example, like you say too, that's a valid point. Y'all was in them fucking caves watching us, wanting to be us, see us out here living glorious. The ancestors gave y'all a chance to come out and live with us, be human. We civilized you motherfuckers. Everything you know, we taught you. And look what you turned around and did.
They
You
turned the Middle East upside down in 6 years. When they came out of the caves, they turned the Middle East
them
upside
bitches
down.
cut
And
up.
guess what? They use deception to do it. You see what
They
I'm
came
saying?
out them
So
caves and cut up. Them bitches was mad. I don't know. They wanted revenge for something.
hey,
Them bitches cut up. I don't know nobody cut up harder than them. Nobody on this planet under the sun cut up harder than them bitches cut up in this little 6,000 period that they been out. They wasn't playing. And they still ain't playing. They say we're going out cutting up. Fuck
in the blaze
y'all.
of glory, right? I mean, that's if I wrote the story, that's probably how I would write it too. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the author of this world, but whoever the author is, that's how the author want this world story to go. That they're going to go out in the blaze of glory. That makes a better movie. Because the other option is what? Repent? Can a devil repent? We got to ask Chat GBT that. Can the devil repent? Can Satan repent? Can Lucifer repent?
For what?
So there you go. That's why they're going out of the blaze of glory.
Them bitches going out. They say we about to, ooh, they going out too. I ain't gonna
How would
lie,
you
bro.
how would you end the movie? If you was the author of this world and all of this was a movie, how would
I
you
would
end the movie?
write it just how it is right
So
now.
there
Letting
you
them bitches
go.
go out in a blaze of glory. Like,
There
you know
you
what I
go.
mean?
That makes a better end. Most action movies end like that anyway.
You gotta respect they gangster though. They like, what, man? No, we
I've been
still.
respected. That's why when you said that earlier, once I learned their
But
history, I'm
when
like,
I
okay,
say animosity, like you know how certain people use it in the like, what do they call that? The cognition, like what do they call that? Like for us, like not the actual meaning, but like for the negative meaning. I use it just to say like dislike. You know what I
well,
mean? Not
I don't
like
curse them people. I don't do nothing destructive to them. I just don't care. And to make it fair, I'm the same way when it comes to other cultures. I don't care to be around other people culture. I like my culture that much. That
right.
I don't care to go That's why I'm not interested in going to Africa. At my age, Cairo, I don't really care to learn. That's why I want my lady to be a Black American lady. I don't have to
Right.
learn if you from
Right.
a Caribbean island or African
Right.
island. And I'm from the most influential human
Right.
race group in the world. Now,
Right. That's a
call me
valid point.
arrogant all you want. I'm like, well,
That's not arrogant. That's valid.
thank you. So I don't have time to be learning how to
That's
speak your
true. That's
language
the
and all
best.
that shit.
If
Yeah,
I'm a fucking pit bull, why I want to go mix with a poodle?
thank you.
That don't make sense. If I'm
So
an elephant, why I want to mix with a hyena? I
yeah.
want an elephant.
Now, to Jamie's point, if I can't find a Black American woman, I would probably make the next stop in the Caribbeans or Africa. I don't think I'll go Latino. Latino will be after the let's say the Caribbean and the African. Let's say it's just not the creator don't want me to have a Black American woman from my culture. It would either be Caribbean. I would probably go Caribbean before Africa.
Now you know the creator has a sense of humor. You better be careful he don't send you no white woman.
The creator been sending me white women since elementary school.
It's gonna be one that's
White
gonna
girls been
stick.
sending me hints. That's why I believe it's by divine design, because I was introduced to the guy who I asked you about earlier. I was introduced to the teachings of Malachi York's teacher, who is the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I was introduced to his teachings in middle school, and that took the taste for white girls out of my mouth. So, and then I grew up in hip hop, looking at Salt and Pepper, MC Light, and all these pretty brown skinned Black girls. And I was naturally attracted. I grew up around roundaway girls. That's what I'm attracted to. So when white girls would send me the hint, this was before I got the knowledge from Elijah Muhammad. I would say, no, I'm not interested. And then I would see how they would get pulled out of class to do the lights check, and they would leave us behind. So I'm like, nah, I don't know if I want to mix with that. You smell what I'm telling you? So I just stuck with my culture.
Right. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. Like nobody can debate that or argue with that. You know what I mean?
We still have, okay, you from New Orleans, Louisiana, Jamie from Memphis, Tennessee, I'm from Hollywood, Florida. We still have older family members that remember being told to pick up their food from the back door. We still, there's people still alive that can say, yeah, I remember we couldn't go to that restaurant. And if we did, we had to sit in the doghouse. If we
Listen, when I first brought my boyfriend, before my family even saw him, even my friends, because I grew up in New Orleans, how you stated earlier, it's states and cities where so many Black people, you're not even gonna have that much contact or
and
encounters
I
with
love those cities.
European people. That's like New
Right.
Orleans. That's
New
how it's
Orleans
from.
is one of those. I remember New Orleans being that way. Chocolate City to the
That's
core.
what they call it, Chocolate City. So
Every
when I moved
borough,
to
not borough, every
California,
ward you go to, Ninth Ward, Desire,
yeah,
Uptown,
it's
yeah,
all
third.
Blacks.
Yeah.
So when I moved to California and I met my boyfriend, and he was half Caucasian, half Black, but no, you can't really tell he's half Black. I know he's half Black, but a lot of people couldn't tell. They just thought he was like Middle Eastern or something. And all of my friends and family was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, what are you doing? Like, no, 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 no." Right? It was like taboo. And they would call my parents, even my cousin. They was like, what's wrong with her? Like, she couldn't find no Black men. Like, what the fuck? And then my mom even had a conversation with me about it because she was concerned. She was like, what's wrong? Like, you couldn't find no. And I was like, no, it's not that. It's just that it was just chemistry. But I took a lot of heat
That's
behind that from
all that
even
matters.
family and
Yeah, if
friends.
y'all got chemistry, the rest is irrelevant. Carry on. I'm listening.
Yeah, but like you say, they still have people that have that mindset. Like even my uncles, like they don't know, like they really, really tough until they found out, like, oh yeah, like he's cool, he's not that type of person, and they warmed up to him. But at first, everybody was like, no.
All right. So for the first time on podcast, I'm about to share my disagreement with Dr. Umar Johnson, whom I have high intellect respect for. When he gets to and I can say this with confidence because when you look at my yearbook of ex-girlfriends, they all been brown-skinned Black women. Some a little lighter, some a little darker, but for the most part. So I could say this as someone who's never had sex with a white girl. I know how hard it is for people to find love out there. I got homeboys who was pulled out the mud by white girls. So when Dr. Umar Johnson say that's a no deal, I don't go that far. Like I wouldn't cross that bridge with him because, like, man, I've seen a white girl pull a Black man out the mud. I got friends who've been pulled out the mud by a white girl. Now, was
Right.
she the most attractive white girl? No, but nevertheless, nevertheless, she that man was no. Nevertheless, that's the only chick who saw him good enough to pull him out of, you know, no black women was checking for him. So I respectfully disagree with Dr. Umar when he say, although I practice what he suggests, which is thug it out until you find one. But I don't give him credit for that. I give him Elijah Muhammad credit for that. That's who taught me to be that way. You don't see bluebirds dating redbirds, and you know what I'm saying? So stick with your people. I think that's scripture too. King Solomon empire fell because
That
the
is true. Ooh,
yeah, the
Lord, that's
Lord
true.
told
Don't
him, if
say
you
that.
keep dating these foreign women, you're gonna turn against me. And so that's my point about the different cultures.
That's true too. And they say people that mix with them, I read that too in one of those ancient documents, that they're going to be cursed. We're not even supposed to be mixing with Caucasian people. You know how people run around here having babies and mating? We're not supposed to be doing that. Now,
Right.
we had no control when we was being raped, tortured, and humiliated. But now, knowingly, we're not even supposed to be breeding with them, because what you are a dominant. The Creator created you to be a dominant race. Your genes are dominant. There's recessive. So why the fuck is you running around mixing with a recessive race?
Now we had that, and it was a private conversation, but me and Jamie touched on that earlier about, are you settling? Because if you look at it like soil, if you look at it like you're planting your sperm seed in human soil, is a black man settling when he plant his seed, his sperm, into human soil that's not black?
I'm just saying this. Some people surviving, and motherfuckers got to do what they got to do to survive. Because I know I had to do what I had to do to
That's
survive.
my
You know what
disagreement
I
with you.
mean?
And I agree with you on that. And that's why I said
I
that's the
had to
only
do what I had to do to survive. I'm a woman. I say I don't want to pay these bills by myself. This be might be mixed, but he willing to help.
No, if
I
you find
did
love,
so.
Cairo, congratulations. That shit ain't
Thank
easy.
you.
And you,
It
if
ain't
there's
easy.
no
I did.
black
I found
man on
love.
earth treating you better than your man you got now, I
But that's
salute.
not true, because every black man that I dated was phenomenal. You know what I mean? It's just that, yeah.
This is my thing. I'm gonna start to sound bad, so, but still, I gotta keep it 100. I think when sisters say that shit, it's more bullshit.
Say what? Wait, say what? Say what? Say what?
Because, bro, when they say, "Oh, they can't find a good black man," that's bullshit.
Yeah, that is bullshit. I just said the black men that I
I
dated,
know,
they
I
all were
know, I know
phenomenal.
you, I know you didn't say it,
They all were phenomenal.
but this
The
is the
best
thing.
men on the planet to me, to date, the
See, black men,
best men.
I'm not making excuses for us, but this is the thing. The black woman got to accept us.
The black woman got what?
They have to accept us. Like, we can't force them to want it.
Right.
But everybody want a black man. Who don't want a black man?
They don't want every black man.
But no,
That's
this is
not
what I'm
true.
saying.
They just don't want poor, broke black men.
Okay, so
But everybody want a black man.
that's where
Let
I'm
me get
about to
some
get ready to
money.
go. So think
Nigga,
about this.
please.
Think about this. Both
Nigga, please. You ain't even gonna look at no white man. Bitches
what
look at men
black
for
hold
money,
on,
for
hold on, hold
support.
on. What most black women consider broke is what an average man is. Not just average black man, an average man in general. Like, if
Right.
you're making around $50,000 a year in America, that's average.
No.
But black women consider that as broke.
That's not what all black women consider, bro. We
It's
consider want to
it's
stay
a good
home, playing the
portion of it.
video games, don't
It's a
have no
good
money, no
portion of it.
drive.
It's a good portion. But what
Because
I'm
as
saying
long as you
is,
got a job and you have some type of income, we can work with that.
but look, what I'm saying is that they'll consider that as broke, and then they'll not want you, right? So what I'm saying is, but the men have a much harder time with it, because, like I say, if all of them is considering them as broke for making $50,000 a year, and keep in mind, $50,000 a year or less is 90-some% of the black men. Right. So by default, we're forced to look elsewhere. That's not the same with black women, because you got a lot of men that you can choose from. You don't want them. That's the problem. So that's
So
the
let me
difference.
tell you what your job is, what you have to do, right? You have two producers. I told you your subconscious is powerful. Remember, I told you how they use TV as a weapon. This is important. You know, when white men, when they young and they come from a destructive family and they meet a girl and her family wasn't destructive, the father would take him in, help him, educate him, help him to get a good job to take care of his daughter, right? They portray that in their movies. You
Uh-huh.
guys need to start writing movies like that. Whereas probably was a young black boy, he didn't have much, but the girl liked him, took him home, and her parents helped him to start planting that seed into our women. Hey, stop looking at them like this and help them, give them a chance. That's just what I say, how they use television against us. We got to turn that shit back around.
I
So
agree with you.
Yeah.
we could, because there was one movie and I love that movie. Remember that fucking movie, Two Can Play That Game? And that lady did it. Bobby Brown was in that movie. Remember, he didn't have nothing. He was busted. He was a mechanic. She saw potential. She fixed his ass up, took him in, got him a job, and he married her. But then when he looked in the mirror and got too confident, he started treating her different. And I was like, see, that sister helped you. You know what I mean? So you guys need to start
You're talking
writing
about
movies like
hold
that.
on. You're talking about Can't Buy My Love. Buy,
That one came by my love. That was Toucan. Remember that movie with Vivica Fox, Morris Chestnut, Bobby
okay.
Brown,
It sounds like
Monique?
that too.
Yeah, remember she
I
helped
know
him.
what
So
you're
that's what I'm
talking about.
saying. When you see things, people go by what they see off television. So if people start making more movies like that, like okay, Mike was a black brother, he
They
was
did that
struggling.
too in that movie too with Nick Cannon and Christina Milian. That happened too.
Yeah, but we need to make it not the bad. You know what I mean? We need to make it to where like, okay, this girl took him home and not where he ended up getting money and left her for some white girl. No,
Right.
where it's like he actually rocked it out with her. So more black women, when they see movies like that, they be like, all right, let me give his brother a chance. Because most people go by what they see off as television.
And
That's
that's
how they use
what I
it
say
against
too.
us.
That goes back to the chess game, right? That goes back to let's go back what I be talking about, the flexibility of the queen piece. See, our sisters, with your beauty and influence that you have to be able to manipulate certain resources out of other uh, ignorant groups of men that we just simply can't do because obviously they ain't looking at us like that. So we can't get that out of them, but you can. But the problem is, instead of bringing it back home to your king, a lot of them want to flex on them and say, "Oh, you ain't shit, you
Right.
broke," and stuff like that.
That's why we got to create another narrative. That's why we got people like you. Listen to what I'm telling you. You got to start writing movies like that. You know what I mean? We got to change it. We got to change that to put in your subconscious.
You
Your
just gave me,
subconscious is
you gave me,
powerful.
you gave me an idea. I'm
Yeah,
working
your
on that.
subconscious, you know how powerful your subconscious is? Whatever you think, you begin to manifest. Whatever you believe, you attract. This
That's a
is
good one.
real.
Yeah.
This is real.
See, I'm
That's
ready
what when
to
you watch
watch.
white movies,
That's
that's what
what
the
I'm saying. I'm about to raise so much money this year.
yeah.
I'm about to I'm gonna be able to put out a lot of material.
Let's watch them white movies. Whenever a girl is introduced in a guy and he come from a destructive family, parents was divorced, and they like him, they bring him home. Her dad give him a job, pay for his education, and say, "Now take care of my daughter." They always make movies like that.
Mm.
Always.
Yeah, no, that's a good angle. Like you said, a point of view through looking at it through their lens. That yeah.
Yeah, we need to start making money. Fuck that. We gonna help and support our brother too. Come on. I know you out here struggling, you have a hard time, but this is what we gonna do. You look good, you're attractive, you got some potential. Let's get you educated. We need to start making we gotta change the narrative. Our subconscious. I was saying they use television against us. You know what I mean? We gotta just change the narrative.
Yeah,
But I love chess. You know, I play chess all the time. And I feel like, a lot of people, the object of the game is to protect the king. And people like, why the king can't? Because the king is so fucking powerful. That's why he can. If you can you imagine if you let the king, like somebody said earlier too, you said that. And Lord, please don't let the women get mad at me or attack me. But factually, men IQs are naturally higher than women's. But women don't believe this. They think they so fucking smart. And I'm like, no, baby, like a man is like always 3 steps ahead of us. I don't know how, but I'm being honest. Like y'all laughing, but this shit is real. So
Yeah.
just imagine if you let that king roam around like he gon' man, can you imagine all that power? That's why he only can move one space at a time because he's too fucking powerful and everybody's job is to protect him. And Jamie, if you play, I can send you the chess game and I love playing chess. I just can't find a lot of people that play because nobody don't know how. You know what I mean? So, and then when I do
I
play
haven't
people,
played in a while, but yeah, absolutely.
yeah, I'm gonna send it to you one day, one night, and we can play. I be going out playing chess. Like I love playing chess. The average person can't beat me. I'm really good.
I love
Yeah,
it.
I'm good. You know, but that's the object.
We gotta
Everybody
we
defeat
gotta
is too
play this thing
powerful.
because I my ass. I know my
Yeah,
friends that they try to play me, like, bro, it'd be funny as hell playing it. Beat that
but
shit.
it's easy. Like once you get it, it's so easy. But you gotta strategize. It's an easy game. I love chess. I always play chess, but I can't find no. I'm like, you know, I play chess. A lot of people don't know how to play.
That's true. Like one of my birthdays, the one that Tasha you was at, we brought out chess. I couldn't play them. I just didn't nobody know how to play.
Oh yeah, we now I know you know how to play. I'm gonna send it to you. Oh, I can't wait. I'm excited.
So I had to play checkers and still beat their ass.
When I play people, they be like, "Girl, wait, you moving?" They be thinking. I say, "Come on." They be like, "You moving too fast."
Hey, that's what's
Cause
up.
I play
Yeah,
all the
we'll definitely
time.
we'll do that. We'll do that. Like I said, I don't play a lot like I used to because like I don't know. Like me and Cole, my brother, we used to play.
Well, I'll send it to you tomorrow,
All
and
right.
we'll play it. We'll play a game whenever you want to play. We can. I love playing chess. I'm always playing like the computer or something because I can't find too many people that know how to play.
You can beat the computer?
Huh? I
Can
was
you
whipping the computer, right? I was whipping it, and then it just started cheating on me. It
beat
started to, yeah.
The
It's
computer's
just I say, yeah, because it learned my move. So what it does is once it learns your move, it program itself to set up a defense. And I say, dirty mud, because I know my first 5 moves. I already know how I'm about to set up in position to attack and knock down. You know what I mean? So, because I know the object of the game, I know how to play.
That makes sense.
That's why the average person, when I play the average person, they can't beat me. They be moving slow because they be like, damn, because I set them up. I know how to set you up because I want
That
the head
AI
of the
learn
king.
your moves. I get what you're saying. That's what AI do. That's what we train AI to do, to learn human moves and then use
Mm.
it, against.
Against you. To protect the system.
Yeah.
So every time I make a move, it's already prepared. I'm like, but I still play it because I want to stay sharp. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I'm about 50 now. Yeah.
Me too. I'm about to get ready for tomorrow. But I always love talking to you guys. It's always a pleasure. And remember, we got to make some movies like that now. We got to change the narrative where we helping our young black brothers out. We sticking it out together. And you got to remember, it's gonna always be adversities in any type of relationship. You cannot give up because we make vows through sickness and health, as long as we both shall live to death do us part. And when people get into any little confrontation, a person go out and cheat, all that shit go out the window. They forget them vows. They ready to know. You got to stick that shit out. You know what I
It's
mean? You
true.
can't just give up like that. And we need to make movies like that. So that shit can set in people's subconscious. So when they ready to give up, they like, no, let me just, you know what I mean? We have to do this. We
Yeah.
have to.
Yeah, you're right.
And I'm
It's
ready to raise money. You know what I mean? And put
It
together.
actually
I'm that
started with
type of
us, Carol.
person.
I believe in us. I believe with the 4 we have and Talia. Talia steps in when it's time, but we have the power to do it.
Yeah,
This
we should do
podcast
it. Let's do
is
it. Y'all
yeah.
set it up. Let's do it. Raise the money, put it all in. I'm not a cheating person. I've never been, deceptive or deceitful. Shit. I'm with, liberating my people. That's why they keep their foot on my neck. The government. Any people usually 9 out of 10 when we with the shit and they know they're gonna keep their foot on your neck because they don't want us to liberate. They don't want, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm with the movement and I know black people and naturally are phenomenal. I just want them to understand that. Like, do you know how phenomenal you are? They need to understand. I
Right.
could tell you 1,000 times, but if you
Yeah,
don't know that
I
shit
would
going
say
out the
that
window.
we show them, and that's what I struggle with. That when it comes to us, too many of us want to influence people socially, opposed to influencing people by leading by example.
Yeah, I
And when you
agree.
look at our greatest icons, the ones we mentioned earlier, Jordan, all the Michaels, they led by example. Michael
Right,
Jackson, Michael Jordan, Michael Tyson, you name them. They led by, they weren't trying to influence us to do shit with their mouth. The
right,
motherfuckers went out there, Mike Tyson beat a bitch ass, Michael Jordan dunked on the motherfucker, and
right.
pop danced his ass off.
I
Leading
agree
by
with that.
example.
I agree with that. I 101%. And I respect that. I agree and I respect. We gotta lead by example and it gotta start somewhere. Cause
It
a lot
start
of
with
black
us.
people just
When you
talk.
say gotta start somewhere, I believe in us. I believe you, me, Jamie, and Solo, and whoever else we pull up, Talia, whoever else, we could see. I believe in, before we go, let me say this. I know, I won't even say believe, I know the ripple effect is real. Just like when you drop a small drop of water in the water, it has a ripple effect. But most people, and this all ties to confidence and shit like that. Most people don't look at it that way. So they want all the credit, as opposed to you changing the world by one drop of water causing a ripple. And I'm saying Black Chat Chronicles could be that ripple effect. Well, we changed the dynamic, you know, of relationships between us and the people we love. Black men love black women love black men. Somebody got to take the lead and put this shit back in order. And I think we've started that off.
And you can do that by movies and TVs. That's how they doing it all the time. That's how they plant the seed in our head to fight each other. Baddies, baddies west, baddies south, bad girl club this, housewives this. That's how they planting the seeds in our head to do fucked up. Let's plant the seed in our head to do good, to unite.
That's it. There you
And
go.
now we have AI and we have all these other type of social platforms. We don't even need these big production companies.
Right. No, we definitely
don't need
it
that.
now. Right. With the AI. Right.
So it's up to us. You know me,
It's
I'm
up
with
to
it.
us. And we just got to have the drive, like you said earlier, to like Jamie doing his part. He set up a platform for us to come and share our thoughts about the world. And we just got to keep pushing. I believe in it. I wouldn't be here every Sunday if I didn't.
All right, so let me know. Y'all set up the blueprint, but I'll talk to y'all. See y'all next Sunday. I will have myself together so I can do live chat because I wasn't feeling too good.
Yeah, same here.
And what's our new friend then? Well, she new to me. What's her name again?
Talia.
Talia. I hope she be on here next Sunday too. I love having more women on there to listen to what they have to say. And
that's what I said. I like keep that balance. But I told you, I say Cairo could handle being the only lady on the show today. But I said, it wouldn't hurt to have a second opinion, so I like the balance we have, the gender balance, 2 guys, 2 girls.
I'm all about women support. I love I'm not that type of person like, I don't like, no, that's not me. Listen, bitch, we sisters. Come on, let's get it together.
And you've been a great advocate for that, Cairo.
And I love more of that too. I just want sisters. What I think we're suffering from is, see, Cairo, you're a good example of, having sisterhood, but also holding sisters accountable. That's the issue. Most sisters today don't hold sisters accountable. They lie to them like, this is okay, ain't nothing wrong with that, you went wrong. No one gets damn well they were. And now you're starting to create bad behavior because people are justifying what you're doing. Like, one thing about brothers gonna hold brothers accountable.
Yeah.
It's just who we are. Like, you bullshitting, you doing something fucked up, you being lazy, whatever, we gonna call this shit out. And a man, if he a man that ain't this man, he gonna own up to it,
That's right.
and take accountability for it. But when it comes to women, they love to lie to each other. Like, you can be getting overweight or something like, no, girl, you still look good, you still fine.
Right.
Why? Because she ain't gonna get a man that way.
Right. Nigga said she ain't gonna get a man that way. Jamie dirty.
Truth, so that she can get that shit right.
Jamie dirty. That's fucked up.
It's the truth, though.
It's the truth, but that shit funny. Talking about you lying to her, talking about she look good, she all overweight. She ain't gonna get a man that way. But hey, Jeremy, wasn't you the same person last week that said if you start hanging around them ugly girls too long, you gonna be attracted to them?
It's the truth, bro. It's the truth. You be around them long enough, bro. Eventually they gonna start to get you. You gonna start to like get used to them or to the one. She ain't that bad. Before you know it, it could happen.
Yeah, but yeah, I love to hear Talia perspective and that. I think we should bring more women on, man. I don't want to be the only woman. I like having other women on the platform too.
I try. It's more challenging getting one.
But Talia seems like, you know what I mean? She's on good. So it's Solo. I mean, both of them are phenomenal. But I'm just saying, I want more women. I don't want to be the only one. You know what I mean? Or I think that it's good to hear from other women because we're all different. To hear everybody's perspective. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
I agree.
Because I can learn from them and they help me.
Right.
Yep. No, I got 2 more. If it's ever a week the way Cairo Solo can't make it, and I'll let you bet.
Remember when I told you when we first did it, I told you I'm open to having.
Oh, you did say you did.
because you can fit it. Like, I know plenty of big platforms that do the same thing, and they have.
What about who? So who? Well, you would be responsible for the air traffic. What I call the air traffic control, but with the words where everybody. You don't think that'll be too much? You saying people are doing it, so
Yeah, it just was important when it comes to that is make sure it's moderated.
moderate. Okay, so yeah, all right.
When folks say, "Hey, chill out," you know, whoever got the floor, they plans, there they go. They got to listen. Somebody start to get to the point that they become, you know, disruptive and not listen. You mute their ass.
But we're all respectful. Everybody is respectful.
Yeah, all of us
Yeah,
are.
we got
Yeah, but you know, when you get more people, you could attract people who might not be.
Right, right. Yeah, but Solo's phenomenal. She's very intellectual, and so was Talia, you know.
and Ali in the comment section and D like the
And I just wanted Talia to talk. That's why I kept saying Talia, Talia, but I guess her phone wasn't working. I was trying to hear.
she served a purpose for this show though because we needed somebody to step in for Solo and it's good to know Talia is there for that. And hopefully Ali you know speak up on one day. She's usually in the she handled that comment section.
All right, but I'm gonna let you guys go. So have a wonderful night and see you guys next Sunday.
Sound good. All right, have a good one, Cairo.
Okay, you too, Taj. Yeah, check that Ethiopian DNA too. Let me know.
I will. I'm gonna get one of them to pay for it. Shit.